was actually going to be called Joe as a child?
Look, I keep falling for it.
Yeah, why would... Like,
I don't know.
Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cockney Joe?
Cockney Joe?
Yeah, Cockney Joe.
Yeah, Cockney Joe. Oh no, yo! Everybody.
I put a cock in my Joe. Oh no.
Eddie, do you have a cock in Joe? I mean, damn it, a cock in your eye.
What?
Where did you come from?
Where did you
go?
Tell me why. You got a cock in eye, Joe.
Can we start the fucking show?
Where are
We're live?
That's a fucked up way to start. Guys, how you doing? It's Chat Attack.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah, wow, way to start off already insulting people so they can like.
Oh no,
like
fuck
you.
the chat. I don't give a shit.
Why do you do that?
Cause fuck them. They're gonna fuck with me on preemptive strike. I learned it from you.
I know. Thank you. But guess what? I was wrong as fuck, sir.
Oh, that's good enough. Hey, we got that on stream. Someone clip it.
Yeah, Cedric, clip it for me, buddy. I don't even clips any of that.
Motherfucker, I got that. By the way, I got that fucking clip the other day when I wasn't able to fucking make it, and you're like some stupid shit, and you sent it right to me, you asshole.
No, all I said was it was a pun, and I thought he.
Yeah, it was a pun, and you sent it right to me, motherfucker.
I wanted you to laugh. You didn't laugh, did you? Because you're.
Damn, what the fuck did? Yo, what did they fucking do to Twitch?
Is this your first time looking at Twitch?
I haven't done a Twitch stream in like 3 fucking days.
Jesus Christ, yeah. Well, that's insane. But yeah, they changed Twitch. It looks fucking weird now.
Oh God, it looks
Cedric,
awful.
Well, you'll get used to it in a couple days. Cedric, how you doing, man? He's over here saying, yeah. Yeah, the other day I was going to tell him, like, hey, I'm doing the gaming stream on Thursday and Friday. Guess what, people? Didn't do a fucking thing. So luckily when Cedric was at work, he didn't miss a single thing. And he clipped us once again. What's his name, by the way? Tender, Proud, Bubble Tea, Double Rainbow?
Outlaw 531, bitch.
What the fuck kind of a name is that? It's ridiculous. No, I mean, I'm talking about, like, the clips thing. I guess he has a different name for clips. It's fucking weird. Ganja, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, man. Having a good time. Chilling out. Just got done banging out 2 episodes for the Illuminati podcast.
Oh, okay.
One is a full cover of Andrew Yang, hashtag Yang Gang. And the other one was just a regular run-of-the-mill episode. We talk about Trump possibly being impeached.
Yeah, I was listening to your guys' podcast, by the way, and just listening to all the crazy shit. There's even a certain part where Ganja there's a certain part where Ganja straight up just says, like, yeah, cops beat their wives. I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, 40% of police officers admitted to beating their wives.
Yeah.
Admitted to.
Exactly. I chose my words carefully.
Yeah, of course. Hey, what's up, JP? He's all excited to see me. He's like, what's up? He's like, dude, I'm doing good, JP. I'm doing
all right,
good.
JP. Now touch my PP.
Okay. Jet, how you doing?
Cotton.
Please stop.
Oh my god. Just
Where
so everyone
did you
knows.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Why, you can't just say the first word. Like that, like it doesn't
Cotton
sound good.
Eye Joe.
I don't know.
You guys can't see me right now, but I'm pointing right at my mic.
You can easily just turn on your camera, by the way.
No, I can't.
Yeah,
you know why?
Literally
As I point to my mic, like it's someone, like, right there that I'm pointing to, trying to, like, you know, tell them some information.
Chat.
Because I don't got it hooked up to this computer.
Since you were fucking with me all day, you've been fucking with me all day. I'm gonna fuck with you now, chat. Tell her right now. I want everybody in all 3 chats beg her to show herself on camera for at least 3 seconds. Just do that. And then
don't do
Here's
it.
the
She
thing.
might do it actually.
That doesn't work on me.
It might work.
Doesn't even work on Nick.
Well, yeah, I'm not a sweet person. She actually is. I don't give a fuck about people. I mean, I love you guys and thank you for watching. See all that kiss ass I'm doing right now. But I don't have a camera. So how the fuck can I show myself? I don't have a camera.
You have a phone.
Well, I can't join the show because then that
Yeah,
would
you can.
destroy the entire thing. And our show is so professional and so well done. It's such a good show, Alan.
It's not professional. We try our best to make it well done, but it ain't
so
professional.
Great.
Fuck
I'm
the chat.
perfect.
Fuck y'all.
Fuck you.
Everyone that's watching, personally, fuck you, and I will fight you.
Gary's saying he's playing Friday the 13th. Dude, you're gonna be the only motherfucker in 10 years that's still playing that video game, man. Like, come on, you gotta play something else. Jesus Christ.
And he'll only pick Jason.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, dude, I think they have like a Jason equivalent on fucking Dead by Daylight or whatever the case may be. Not Dying Light for you dumb fucks in here.
No, for Ganja, because he keeps confusing that shit.
Yes.
Yeah, but you both fucked up though.
No. This motherfucker. Back when the Nintendo Video Game Show wasn't able to Nintendo Video Game Show, this motherfucker texted me, "Yo, man, we're playing Dead by Daylight." So I go out and buy the fucking game. Cause I'm like, okay, cool. We'll play it for 2 hours, and if I don't like it, I return it. Whatever the fuck. So we go through, and this motherfucker loads up Dying Light. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, we're playing that. I'm like, no, you texted me, and I pull a Hovic and I show him the fucking text message, Dead by Daylight. That's why that stream starts out with me yelling at him.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan's saying Nick is actually a cartoon with a permanent stern face. Yeah, that's the best way to describe my avatar's face because I just look like I took a shit in my pants and like I'm not comfortable walking around all day. He's saying Alan's back to his old mic. Yeah, you're back to your old mic, man. But thank you, Alan. That
so informative.
man, learning a lot from one of us. Just, I'm gonna leave.
I said, fuck y'all. Fuck the chat. What do you want?
No, okay, no. So he's back to his new mic.
No, Ryan. I heard what Ryan said. I was like, shit, I forgot.
Yeah, no, but it was all good. You sounded just fine. I mean, I could tell a difference, obviously, but at the same time, like, I will say, when it's the mic that you're using right before this one, you sound great still. So it's like, it's all good. I don't know if people.
Hey, I appreciate Ryan calling me out. Sometimes I forget.
Yeah, no.
All right, Ryan, now tell him about his legal egos tied to his little penis. Go, tell him.
His little egos
what?
tied to his penis?
Yep.
Man, dude, that made no sense.
See, you know why it doesn't make sense to you?
What?
Because you don't have a little ego.
Man, you know what else doesn't make sense to me?
90% of what Ganja says.
Yeah, that too. But another thing that doesn't make sense to me is why I be walking around buying Fallout helmets. So people are going to get right into the show right away, and the first thing I got to talk about is this whole thing with people buying these helmets that apparently have mold on them. And here's the thing, man. I didn't read most of the story because right away, as soon as we're talking about fucking Fallout helmets, I'm like, who's going to walk around with this big fucking... It looks like a miniature McDonald's playground that you put on your fucking head. It's ridiculous. And, you know, right away, I don't give a fuck. I don't have no sympathy for this at all, or for the people, if they get fucked over. But, at the end of the day, you cannot be putting mold in the goddamn helmets. Now, one person that can actually explain some of this shit to me, most likely, and I no judging if you can't, but Alan, what's going on with these helmets, as well as the fact, too, that, like, how do you feel that mold somehow would get into these helmets and start affecting numerous people? Like,
so basically, for the reason why people are really interested in these helmets, because they're trying their best to basically make them as lore friendly as possible. So when you see the in-game models, they're trying to get as close to the in-game models as possible. So people buy this stuff all the time. You know, again, Ganja literally has a fucking real life, you know, has a fucking lightsaber there that's modeled exactly as the movies are. I have a fucking wand, the same thing. People like these memorabilia because they're as close to the movies, books, games as possible. The thing is, when you're doing something that requires someone to wear it, you need to actually put very specific protections, very specific materials on the inside lining, because it's not like they put mold in there. What it is they use cheap materials that actually lets mold grow on the inside, because mold tends to grow in moist areas. Mm-hmm. So if you're not cleaning it properly, or there's not enough protection on the inside to make sure that if it's not cleaned every so often, mold will start to grow. So that's why they're recalling it, because they realized they made them out of cheap material. That's why the mold's growing on the inside, and people are breathing them in because they're wearing his helmets for like cosplay and shit like that. Yeah. And it's like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, this is a mold hazard.
Well, what if that's a way to get power? So if you breathe enough mold, you get superpowers.
That's not how that works at all.
But if mushrooms grow out of it and you eat them, you might trip.
Possibly. Here's the thing, though, man. Like, yeah, apparently, like, the biggest thing that... I mean, everyone knows what fucking mold's going to be doing to you. But apparently, this is not as much of an issue, because after that this news hit the internet and everything, too, whoever does... I think they're called Chronicle Collectibles. They reached out to Polygon and Kotaku and all these article people. And they're saying that out of the 20,000 helmets that were released, only 32 were sold. So, them, like...
Wait. Out of the 20, they sold less than 50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of 20,000, which means, like, I mean, doing the math on that, like, yeah, I mean, obviously
that's
less
not even
than,
a percent.
Yeah. So that's crazy. Crazy on two factors. For one, people are willing to spend $149. That's how much it costs, by the way, to get this fucking thing from GameStop. Now, imagine if you got this from Chronicle Collectibles themselves, or whatever the case may be. These things are gonna be more expensive. So I mean, that's been a huge issue. There was another Fallout 76 collectible that was an issue too. It was
one of the bag, I think. It was super expensive, and they made it out of really shitty material. They made it out of nylon, but in the actual like picture, it'd be like fabric, and it's like, this isn't the same fucking fabric. Basically, that game has had a fucking
like
shit show
nylon
since launch.
versus canvas bag or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so now you know, like, I'm trying to think like what a canvas bag actually is, or what it feels like, or the weight.
It's like jeans.
Okay, yeah. Well then, yeah, that would be an issue. Yeah,
that would be an issue, and then I'm saying it's for the price point we're selling it. It'd be too expensive to make them out of canvas, so we're making them out of lining, and we're not going to give you your money back.
And God's gonna roll up this cannabis.
Oh, dude, like, you have no fucking idea. The launch for 76 every week. since its launch, it stopped recently because I think most people aren't playing. But every single week of its launch, there was a fucking huge problem, like monumental. It was either I don't know if it was breaking consoles, but it was releasing people's information. It was crashing. They would do updates to fix the game, and then the second update would override the first update, so it caused all the same problems from 3 updates ago. All sorts of fucking stupid bullshit, and they stopped refunding people.
And then it gets to a point now where we're looking back at this whole entire Fallout fiasco.
I'm glad I never bought it. I said as soon as I saw it, that game's gonna be garbage because it's gonna be another fucking Rust Arc clone. I don't want to play it. This isn't Fallout. And then it comes out and it's trash, and I'm fucking gloriously happy I didn't pay for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would not want to buy any Fallout games anyways, just because, like, yeah, these things are kind of weird, especially if they're going to be changing. Like, whether or not they're going to stick to the Fallout version of shit, whatever, you can see by the gameplay, it's like, you guys are doing something new, and this never works out, especially within such a small amount of time, because Fallout 4 came out 2015, so, yikes, dude, like, just, I don't know. And by the way, too, like, when you actually looked into, like, the contents of the actual disc or whatever, like, the download, half of the shit that was in there was properties of Fallout 4, so it's like, what the fuck were y'all doing for 3 years? Like, that's kind of crazy that, like, nothing really changed. Like, what the fuck? But anyways, aside from all that, talking about the video game and everything, too, I'm just saying, like, damn, Fallout's really fucked up a lot with this kind of stuff. To mess up, like, these collectibles, yeah, that's an issue, but the bigger issue here that no one's really discussing is selling only, like, less than 30 fucking, helmets out of 20,000. Like, why would you guys make 20,000 helmets? Not really knowing
because when Fallout 4 came out, they had the Pip-Boy. Basically, what it is, they had a Pip-Boy mold for your phone. So you'd slide it in, and then if you had a specific brand of phone at the time, which were the more popular ones, you would slide it in, and then you could wear it as a Pip-Boy. I thought, and then that was cool shit. You could never find them because they only made such a small amount, probably about a couple thousand, and they never made more. And people bought them up. People bought them up quick, and then would upsell them to like $600-700 on fucking eBay and shit like that. So like, it worked. And like, Fallout's such a popular brand. Well, let's make so many of these things because we know we'll sell them. Unfortunately, the game had such a fucking garbage garbage fucking reception. People just didn't buy it, so they just sat on shelves.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I said, man, it's just because you're talking about that thing for your phone. How much was that, by the way, again?
Honestly, it came with the game, so I think it upped the game to like you buy it with the game. I think it made the collector's edition like 120, 130.
Okay, still,
so
this
if you
particular collectible with the helmet by itself is 149.50 or 149.99. My bad. But like,
I'm about to say they usually get to a 200 when they do something.
Yeah, but that's a helmet though. It's like design, like that's like you can wear that for cosplaying, and that's like sometimes like those people that cosplay do some crazy shit. And it's like honestly, if
people though, like
it looks cool, but I don't think I'd ever use it.
Yeah, but like to sell 20,000 means wow, we're gonna make this much money off these fucking helmets. It's like, well, why would you accept or why would you even think that all these helmets were gonna do that well? It's $149. Like you can, especially people who manufacture these things, they know how much is in the economy and like how well it's doing and how well.
Again, Fallout 4 was flying off shelves. The Pip-Boy you could just not get anymore because they only made so few. As far as the helmets, it's like you think, 20,000, that's such a big number. That probably really isn't that big of a number. But again, the issue is the launch. The launch for 76 was so bad that they had trouble getting the actual physical copies off the shelf because people just weren't buying it. But they sent out as much as like, Fallout's popular. Let's send out, as much as they need. And they're sending out the normal amounts they would send, and people were just not buying it. That's why they're doing like 2-for-1 bundles and bundling with every fucking console they could because they couldn't get them off the fucking shelves. That was the same problem here. Like, what was it? If this was a fucking NES Classic, 20,000 would be too little. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, of course. But then again, like what you're getting, like I mean, this is like they're not in the video game. Like when you sell a collectible like this, you're not selling it for the video game market. You're selling it for cosplay market. You're selling it for costume, wardrobe. You're
selling it for the people like you cosplay people are gonna jump on these things, but you're also selling it for people that just are fans of the fucking game. Like I said, I would have probably bought it too if I didn't think Fallout 76 was gonna be a piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, I don't know. It's just
I agree with Alan because honestly, if they had this available for Fallout 3 or New Vegas, I would have got the helmet version.
Oh fuck! I almost bought the New Vegas collector's edition.
I would never do it for.
Okay, you
I
would
don't
never
think
do
most
it for
people
you never do it for Fallout, but what if there was some sort of stone cold fucking little
He rubbed his
statue for
balls all over, just straight
Yeah.
stone cold.
for
cheese.
the next WWE game? Like
No,
you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm
I
kind of
bought
interested.
that. I bought that. I've done it before, and like those masks and those little fucking things are like $20 to $50. Maybe a replica title that's heavy as fuck as a real one would be $80. This is
Sure.
150. So like,
But again, it's a
why would
different.
you fucking, but I know it's different, Alan. But like, it's like put it like this: Freddy Krueger gloves. He is the biggest horror icon ever, and yes, he's from the '80s, but still, even 2010, they started reselling shit again because Freddy's back, and he's in Mortal Kombat 9. They still didn't sell or manufacture 20,000 Freddy gloves. They sold like fucking I think a few thousand. But the thing is like they know like hey when people demand we'll supply. We don't just make a bunch of shit because we got so much money. Let's just fucking create all this crap and then where does it go and no one buys it? It's like
Look,
you should see
if-
first.
If Fallout 76, okay, Fallout 4 didn't come out and Fallout 76 looked better in the trailers, I guarantee you those 20,000 masks would have been sold. No
Fine.
question. They would have had shortages. But because the reception was so bad, and honestly, Fallout 4 already hurt the brand anyway. People were like, at first, okay, this is kind of cool. But then a couple hours in, everyone's like, yo, what the fuck did y'all do?
I
when
didn't play
76
the real game until they finally patched it a year later.
Yeah, when what was it? When the 76 came out, some people were like, "Well, okay, it could be cool." I was like, "This is some trash." That hurt the brand. Then the first week, people were like, "What the fuck is this game?" It hurt the brand so much, and no one wanted to buy it. It's again, this is a problem. Memorabilia being priced as it is, it's just different manufacturers, different materials, different stuff. A WWE about most $80. Okay, that's design. That's basically just a belt with some fancy stuff on there. A helmet, like you have to design that, especially one with clothes like that. You have to design that to be able to breathe.
Eddie over here talking about he bought a refurbished Xbox One instead of a new one because he didn't want the copy of Fallout 76 that came with it.
Oh,
And that's free, by the way.
That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, man. By the way, I like the idea of them coming with the game, but man, when they like bundle a Fortnite, it's the same price as when you get one with FIFA, whatever the fuck, like whatever the newest sports game is. But
play with the balls like it's FIFA.
But they have like these Xbox One consoles that are bundled brand new, and they're the same price as something like with Fortnite. I'm like, dude, Fortnite, everyone's gonna play the battle royale. So how are you gonna tell me that I should spend my money on a $300 or $350 Fortnite bundle when I can get the one with the Call of Duty game that has like shit that doesn't come free anyways? Like you fucking morons. Like I can't like they still bundle Minecraft. It's like, dude, make it cheaper or make Minecraft come with another game too. Don't say
Well, you
that
can't
Minecraft's
just buy the console. Like you could buy an Xbox One X without it.
Well, I know we got options, but like when you buy the Xbox by itself, it is cheaper. But the thing is, they'll bundle them, and they're the same price, and they're lying to people saying this Minecraft game is worth the extra $50, just like this Call of Duty game. Meanwhile, parents are like, okay, I guess we'll do it, instead of going home and figuring out, yo, Minecraft is like $10, maybe $15, to get all these other special editions for the PC and Windows 10, all this bullshit, the Xbox. $20 at the most. It's never $50 on top of the $300. Like, I mean, it's fucking crazy. Same thing with Fortnite too. Like Fortnite is never, when it's bundled with the Xbox 360, should never be $350 when someone's doing the same thing with fucking Forza 7 or goddamn FIFA or Madden. Like, what the fuck, man?
Again, sometimes with those bundles, they always add in like free like 3 months of live. It's like I do get what you mean, but like to me, it's like it's literally a whatever situation because it's like there's either something else in there or they're just doing it for advertisement because Fortnite's big and everyone wants to jump on the Fortnite bucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the only reason Epic Games is still like profitable.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like Jet's over here. She has all the V-Bucks you can get. She just plays the fuck out Fortnite over there with her millennial.
I don't even know
ass,
what the fuck V-Bucks are.
That's Evil Jet who plays that.
Evil Jet is regular Jet. I don't know how you can be more evil.
No, Alan.
No.
I literally don't know how you could be more evil.
You're wrong, Alan.
No. Oh my god. But yeah, no. I'm
There
looking
is a more Evil Jet, Alan. There's always been.
You said you
Nah,
can't find a new
I
Xbox
don't know
by
how.
itself. Wow, that's the thing. You can't find a new Xbox by itself.
Like more
That's-
Evil Jet would basically
Whatever.
wouldn't replace the toilet paper
I couldn't
roll.
find a new Xbox box myself, which is what I wanted to get a used one. Honestly, it depends. GameStop might not have it, but like a Best Buy or Walmart,
Or
they'll
those
have
mom
it.
and pop places. Like those are starting to get better. I mean, they're getting so good, in fact, that GameStop's stealing their ideas. So, I mean, think about that. So, aside from that, though, we'll talk about some nerdy shit. This is where I'm gonna you guys are gonna hear some great acting from Mr. Diaz here because I don't give a fuck about this type of stuff.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's back in the MCU. because that's the thing. This is
because it
fucking
was
dumb.
always there. Like there was already like a 2-movie deal that they already signed. They just said, "Well, fuck it, we'll let you do one more."
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna refer or deter to you guys or whatever because there's so much I don't want to say because I'm just gonna end up pissing everybody off. But here's the thing: positive wise, it's great that Spider-Man's back into the MCU because they need to finish what they ended off the last movie with. Yeah. And that's the only reason why. Because I gotta tell you, Far From Home was terrible. Homecoming was good because the last Spider-Mans were fucking terrible. So it was only good because of association and direct comparison.
You're good
Spider-Verse-
because we know you're homie.
Yeah, Spider-Verse has always been with MCU or not MCU, Sony. So it's like whatever they're gonna do on Into Spider-Verse 2, whatever the fuck they're gonna call it, like MCU has nothing to do with that. So it's like okay, well Sony has shown that they can do things right. So they're not the devil, you fucking crazy people. Like Jesus Christ. chill out.
They're not the devil, but they're incredibly incompetent. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck that Spider-Man is back. I've been saying this since Homecoming. I've never liked this interpretation of Spider-Man. The only reason I liked him in Civil War was because I liked what they did with the character. And even though it made sense of how much association Iron Man had with the character because he basically brought him in. I was fine with him in Civil War. One of the reasons, and I said this on the podcast multiple times, I don't like this interpretation of Spider-Man because he's too reliant on Tony Stark. He has almost nothing that defines his character without him to completely being subservient to Tony Stark's character. Even in Far From Home, where fucking Tony Stark's never there physically, it's still 90% of the dialogue is related to Tony Stark. Now I get that for the villain's motivation, and I get that the character's trying to move on, but the character even makes his suit using Iron Man's tech. I am so sick of that. Now, I know Nick and Ganja do not like PS4 Spider-Man, but to me, that is my favorite interpretation of the character because one, you have the character that has grown for 10 years doing this shit. All of his tech is his made. He does have a lot of tech. That's not my problem with Spider-Man. My problem with Homecoming is none of the tech in that movie he built. PS4 Spider-Man, it's all built by him. He even talks about it's like, oh man, I can't lose these spider bots. They're too expensive to make another one, which means he's still struggling. And I love that interpretation. So when Homecoming comes out, I'm like, well, okay, it's average. It's not spectacular, but it's not terrible.
Far From Home?
No, Homecoming. I was like, hey, you know what? I didn't hate the movie. I even said it was the exact average. It was exactly what I expected. It wasn't like incredible, and it wasn't terrible.
And Alan knows exactly average.
Yeah, I hang out with Ganja all the time. So the thing about Far From Home is it's a terrible fucking movie because it just fucking forgets a lot of the stuff that happened. It's a Saturday morning cartoon. It forgets everything that happens with Endgame except for one of the character deaths. It starts randomly saying, oh, Peter's always loved Mary Jane. No, in the last movie, they're basically friends. It's like basically how me and Jet act, where she fucking just says random bullshit and pisses me off, and we're just friends. Like, that's what they were in the last movie. That suddenly they're in love. It made no fucking sense. They just added all this stupid bullshit just to make for the comic book fans, and then insult the comic book fans over the course of the fucking movie. I don't care that he's back. I'm not saying Sony would do a better job, but fuck Spider-Man in the MCU.
Yeah, I mean, fuck just this version of Spider-Man. That's the issue, is that this version of Spider-Man. It's not the MCU's fault. It's not Sony's fault. It's just this came out around the time where overhype's going on. Because I'm going to tell you, man, like, the way everyone's reacting to this and saying, oh, it's great, and oh, Tom Holland's our favorite. I heard the same shit when Sam Raimi's Spider-Man was around, and to an extent, before the sequel came out, I heard the same about Amazing Spider-Man. Everyone was like,
whoever said Amazing Spider-Man 1 was good, I'll fight. I want names so I can fight him.
Corey Coleman.
I'll fight him right goddamn now, Coleman. Call him up. Get him on the show.
Yo, I like how they modernized him by giving him a skateboard. Coleman, you're an idiot.
Yeah. But everyone
that was the
saying
worst part of the movie.
But everybody was saying that. It's like, I won't put on Coleman. Dude, I never heard a single bad thing until Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. And then all of a sudden, Amazing Spider-Man 1 came out. Or it was bad too. Everyone was like, oh, fuck the first one. I'm like, hold on. No, you guys said the fucking first one was good. Now, because the second one's shitty, okay, the first one was crappy too. Everyone, I'm not trying to talk shit in the chat here. I'm not going to piss anybody off. But, like, this is the first time in our particular chat that I've seen that someone said Homecoming is fucking overrated. Like, Chris Brown, you said that, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much for saying that. But I guarantee you, give it one more year, and everybody in this fucking chat is going to be saying the same thing you just said. Like, this is annoying with Spider-Man. Everyone thinks it's the best when it's fucking new, and then, like, all of a sudden their brains turn on, like, after the fucking next Spider-Man comes out. It's fucking insane.
See, the thing is there are always going to be those people that say that. I don't think everyone's saying that. I think there is a lot of people, because I see motherfuckers like, oh, Far From Home is the best Spider-Man movie. I'm like, motherfucker, are you high? Even if you think it's a good movie, that's fine. But the best Spider-Man movie, like, you're discounting like 1 and 2, like straight up, and you're discounting fucking is it Spider-Verse that came out like a few months prior. It's not the fucking Homecoming's the third best Spider-Man movie. I can almost respect that opinion. 100%, I could respect saying that's the third best. But I don't think Homecoming is a bad movie. I think Far From Home is a bad movie because the character is just colossally fucking stupid and still continues to have zero identity. And a character that's all about his fucking identity. He's the only one in the fucking MCU that actually has a secret one. But it's like, yeah, I get that whole mentality of it's new, so it's cool. But this Far From Home does not fit that fucking label. It is bad. It is 100%. And I love the Spider-Man character. I like the MCU for the most part. But fuck that movie.
Jed, I'm gonna ask you real quick because I know that there's not too much Spider-Man incarnations that you enjoy. I know that you were going nuts, a little too goddamn nuts over Spider-Verse. But yeah, with Sony not having full-on rights with Spider-Man again and going back to MCU, how do you feel about it? I think she's gone.
Anyways.
Oh, there you go.
I said something earlier and I was like, okay, what the fuck?
Yeah,
my Yeti's mute button wasn't working. Anyways. I don't even know what Marvel is at this point.
I mean, it gets
not as in like I don't know where they're going with their shit. It's mostly just I don't know what the fuck Marvel is. Maybe I'm too pretty. I don't know what the fuck this shit is anymore. Don't ask me any more questions on this.
Okay. She's like, no, leave me the fuck alone. Ganja, I know you're a huge fan of Spider-Man. What are you feeling about Spidey going back to the MCU, sir?
I'm kind of with Alan.
Yeah.
Because it's shown that Marvel has kind of dropped the ball in terms of trying to build diversity with the different projects they're doing. And Far From Home is a good example of, yeah, we kind of are just going to run the gambit of just the aesthetics of Spider-Man, but everything is going to take more from the Adventure series and Captain America and just try to do that with a Spider-Man aesthetic behind it. Because like what Alan said, a lot of the stuff are not built into it. And I personally saw the relationship building in the first one between the two characters, between Mary Jane and Peter Parker. You can disagree with me all you want. I don't really care. But
fuck you then.
I will give you a point. The second one jumps to it too fucking quick. To the point where he's like, I love her. Like in Avengers Endgame, he like the first part of Infinity Wars, he basically is like starting to look at her and be like, yeah, man, I can dig her. I get Mary Jane. I get her vibe. And this jumps to, she's the girl of my life, bro. I think about her every night. It's a hard jump, and it's not a build up. And a lot of stuff that happens within this movie is nothing. It's almost like when he says Saturday Night Cartoon. It's the best way to describe it because as Saturday morning cartoons go, the plot never really continues on unless it's a 2-part episode.
And to give
that's exactly how it feels.
And to play devil's advocate and to give you the chat a little bit of a okay, well let's not push so much against it. I will defend it in the sense of like, hey, when you're a young kid and you're first trying to get with somebody and then that doesn't work out, you find an next girl quick because your dick's like, hey, I don't need no emotions. Do it, goddammit. So I get it. But then it's like, even with that particular knowledge of like, yeah, this is how the human body works and this is how puberty and growing up works, you would still think that they would mention at least a couple of times Laura Harrier's character from the first one, the Vulture's daughter. I forgot her fucking name in the movie.
Liz, I think it was.
Liz, there you go. Yeah, she was not even name dropped in this Far From Home. If she was, maybe like once. And
she's probably a grown ass woman now.
Okay, but I want to call out
you got to remember the blip. She's probably 5 years older.
Oh, fuck the blip.
Yeah.
I specifically want to call out Solidus in the chat because he always gives me shit for my fucking opinions. But something he did say that this is not the Spider-Man from the fucking comics. You cannot have it fucking both ways. You cannot sit there and be like, well, MJ and Spider-Man, they're in the comics, they're together, and then tell me that I can't sit there and complain that this isn't comic Spider-Man. I brought up another interpretation, PS4 Spider-Man, that takes more elements from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man than it does from the fucking comics with the way the characters portrayed, the relationship, the fucking references to the Sam Raimi movies. So it's like you can sit there and take elements from the comic book, but it's a core that fucking matters. The core is fucking important to the character. What is the character's motivation? It's like we talk about Batman a lot.
Well, you say that, but then Thanos, they completely fucked up. I mean, it's not their fault. I think they did a better job in the movies, but they completely changed Thanos' full fucking ways about his core, everything.
Oh yeah, they did, and that was one of the cases in which it worked out properly. But they did leave out a lot of stuff and just sit there and ripped off better characters. My issue is that it's the core that's important, and sometimes you can get away with it, especially if the core just wasn't that good in the first place. Thanos' core was never really that good. Spider-Man's core was what made him basically be able to last long enough. Is basically the struggling young person that he was one of the few people in comic book history that wasn't a billionaire. Batman, Iron Man were fucking billionaires. Captain America worked for fucking Shield the whole time. He didn't care about money. Thor was an Asgardian. Like, Spider-Man was one of the few people that cared about money. That's why it was so relatable, because he was such a everyone knows that, like, motherfucker, everyone in this call knows what it's like to be struggling. And it's like, that motherfucker can barely hold down a job because he's trying to save people, because he knows what it feels like to lose somebody, and he doesn't want to do that. That's what made the character so interesting. But we almost not even bother to talk about Uncle Ben outside of Civil War. He's not struggling in any single way except, oh man, I kind of can't hang out with my buddies. Woo! Yeah. But again, Spider-Man's core is not in this fucking movie. This is just a random. Might as well just call him Nine Monkey at this fucking point, because this isn't Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's all the same. Well, there was that one arc where he was a tech billionaire. Oh gosh, yeah.
And it sucked.
And well, the comics. That's the thing. Comics has so many things where it's like you don't even know which one they're actually gonna be. Like, I mean, you think movies are stupid. Like, oh,
all right. Solid. Behind my shield, brother. I will protect you.
No, fuck him.
When it comes to the Spider-Man, I get where he's saying that. Sometimes they're portrayed in this way where he's actually has more tech. Ultimate Spider-Man got to that point, especially when he hooked up with the Avengers. It's just the story of him eventually getting another Guardian figure that educates him and teaches him in the ways. It was a mixture of Captain Nick Fury in Ultimate with a little bit of Iron Man, and then in the Amazing Spider-Man, it was Iron Man towards the end before Civil War happened. And with the movie series, it's the same thing. The problem is the movies don't have a chance to actually build up Spider-Man as character to the point of establishing, like, yeah, man, he maybe been Spider-Man for a couple months, but he already had got to the point where he designed his own suit. And you get a little peek at his original suit, which shows that he was a struggling Bronx superhero for a little while. And I don't understand the reasoning behind, like, hey, why would Tony Stark just, like, why would he, like, get all this technology and start using it? Why would Tony Stark just leave him out there to get shot in his PJs?
Okay, I know. Okay, we're finally gonna have this debate. I'm not saying that Tony Stark should not help him. I'm saying his reliance on Tony Stark is my problem. Where it's like, again, this is an interpretation, but it misses the core. As much as Amazing Spider-Man is a garbage-ass movie, the first one, it at least understands what it is to be Spider-Man, because that movie spends a third of it building the fucking suit. He builds it through his own stuff, and it's garbage at first. Of course it fucking is. He's in his pajamas. But he keeps making it better and better. Basically, this is the equivalent of Spider-Man's he has a sugar daddy. We're like, oh well, I kind of did this on my own, but now Daddy will pay for everything.
Now
so it's a point where he's not struggling.
Selling feet peaks right now, so
he doesn't need to.
But here's
does he need to?
He almost needs. Well, you know, I'm actually just arguing for the sake that we're on a podcast. But the thing is, to Alan's point too, I have to agree. I can't even try to pretend to argue with you here, because, like, he did say he's cool with Tony Stark helping, and that's how Tony Stark can actually, like, do something where, hey, all these things that people saw in the comics, like this weird spider suit with the legs and everything, you know, all this crazy shit, I can do that for you. But let's see a couple of designs that you come up with yourself. Let's see you do something for yourself. Let's see you not having to do a mission just because the fucking Avengers studio wanted you to go do something. How about, like, you know, I mean, I hate the stupid thing, you know, neighborhood Spider-Man, but let's see you do some of that shit.
Yeah,
like,
you could have easily got that line to be
you
more.
You see that in Homecoming. It's like short clips of it. Like, hell, he stays a cat under the tree.
Yeah, but I would love to see Spider-Man have a villain. Like, even a villain is like, can't you find your own problem? What the fuck? You know?
Again,
so
like,
when they say man suit, they mean that's like not technology up, like just not Batman Arkham Knight suit.
Yeah, he doesn't. Spider-Man does not need a Batman Arkham suit. He has spider senses to deal with bullets basically flying by him. Which, by the way, don't even get me started on that shit from Homecoming. He has increased strength already, so he's able to lift cars. Able to do that. They even established that in fucking Civil War and Homecoming. He doesn't need, like, the fucking weird X-ray vision senses, because he already has the senses he got from the spider bite. He already has everything he needs. The only thing that Spider-Man built himself, as even the fucking movies have done that, is the wet fluid, which is associated to the comic books.
Well, Saul brought that up at the very end of because Far From Home he was making it too, but at the same time, as they're doing that, just to go to Alan's point too, you know, he's listening to Tony Stark, basically the other fucking dude, the fat guy, John Favreau, Happy. Chubby. He's looking at me. He's like seeing Tony Stark basically.
Spider Tingle. Oh Jesus! I almost walked out of the movie. I almost walked out of the movie when they said Spider Tingle. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be trash." Like, no. I gotta watch this movie. Maybe it'll get better. I should have walked out of that.
But yeah, but that does count though. Is the fact that, you know, that last suit, even though there was lots of Tony Starkisms within that scene and music being played and blah blah blah, that I will say, you know, Alan, we got to take an L on this.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. It's still Daddy's money.
If I may be serious, you know, a little bit serial right now. Nah, joking aside. Let Listen, dogs.
I was about to say, we're never gonna get that answer,
Who's
are we?
at that fucking door? Just let them kill me at this point, okay? Just let them kill me. Just let them just come in and fucking just slice my goddamn throat.
Or you can just use your spider tingle to fight them off.
Anyway, I don't have spider
It
tingle.
was just a joke on his puberty, man. That Spider-Man's been doing that forever.
I'm sorry, but that
No,
like
it wasn't a funny joke. It was fucking stupid.
They made
no, it
masturbation.
wasn't. It wasn't funny. They ran into the fucking ground.
They make masturbation jokes in the comics and in the movies before with the webs.
Okay,
Come
but
on, man.
they've established the character by that fucking point. This they didn't even. By the way, they completely forgot about the Spider Sense for like 2 fucking movies.
Yeah, but what
They
did you
just
say, though,
bring it up now because they have to.
Anyways,
Yeah, what were you saying?
going back to this whole Spider-Man shit, like, I'm with you guys. I don't like this. I really don't like this version of Spider-Man. So yeah, he's cute and Tom Holland and they are fun or whatever, but I just don't care. Like, out of all, I think the Marvel properties, I like this one probably like the second. Like, it's probably the second worst to me. Next,
Yeah.
you know, Iron Man. And then put those two together in this movie. Yeah, it didn't do anything for me.
Jake Gyllenhaal is the
Put
best part of it.
fucking all the like references to fucking Tony Stark and Spider-Man into this one. Just like, you're throwing me out. But the thing is about this whole thing, who didn't see him coming back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
See,
Who didn't see that coming?
honestly, I didn't think it'd be so fast because I know that they still had movies like in the pipeline and they were still working on them. But it's like I figured they were gonna finish up the. I think he has 2 contracts underneath. I figured they were gonna at least do 1 or 2 of those.
I will say I did not see that coming because Sony could have made this last one. Like, even though they had that thing, because like, okay, all our complaints right now, to be honest, most of them, like about at least 40% of them, has to do with, you know, how Endgame or Infinity War or whatever the fuck kind of like fuck with this and mess with Spider-Man's thing where he's so reliant. Sony would have made it impossible for Tony Stark to even be uttered one more stupid fucking time in these movies. That's why I was kind of excited to see Sony do something, because they already got a base for the storyline, they already got their foundation because of that fucking climax at the end of the last movie. So we're good. And by the way, this whole stupid thing about Captain Marvel, those creatures from there, I guess
Skrulls.
the Skrulls, they're Samuel L. Jackson, whatever. Dude, I don't care about that. Like, fuck it. Okay, so we don't see Nick Fury. What does he do anyways that's interesting? He just goes, motherfucker? Like, I mean, he can't even say it because it's a fucking comic book movie for kids. So, like, I don't give a fuck about Samuel Jackson. I want to see Spider-Man. I came here for fucking Spider-Man.
I personally am just not excited for all these fucking Marvel movies anymore. I'm not. There's only so much average fucking writing, and basically them getting away with it because they go pew 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 that I can actually fucking take.
I
can't
want to
fucking
watch
take
that
it anymore.
Shanghai movie, but fuck, if they don't have
There's
good
only
actors,
like maybe like 2 of those like 26 fucking movies that they announced like for 2021 that I actually like am like, oh, okay, it might be okay. I don't want to sit and go to the movie theater all those fucking times for all those fucking Marvel movies and maybe pretty bad like DC movies. I don't. I'm fucking tired.
Yeah, it's too much. They don't know when to... I mean, this is literally that example of, like, just...
Like,
they don't know
part
when
of
to
me
stop.
was actually just thinking like, okay, hopefully, but I know it's not gonna fucking happen, that he stays out so I don't have to go to the fucking theater and see another one of these goddamn movies. Are they entertaining for some time? Yes. Are they entertaining enough for me to keep going straight back to the movie theater all those fucking times? Hell fucking no.
Kirk could say, damn, why does Jet have to be such a succubus?
The thing is, it's like I'm more interested in the fucking Disney Plus TV series because, as this year is consistently proving, TV shows are doing way better than the fucking movies are. Like
I just want to be a stupid bitch. I really do. They don't have to go to the movies and see all these fucking goddamn Marvel movies. I just want to be ignorant. I just want to like live in ignorance and not know what these fucking movies are, so I can just go like, what's that?
And just for a thing to explain like why she's coming through this way, because like, you know, Solid is saying you don't have to go, and it's like it's not just about like going to see the movie that comes out. It's not about that. It's just like, you know, Spider-Man should have his own story where, hey, every 2 years when a Spider-Man movie comes out, fuck yeah, we'll go see it. But now, to make so many references, I have to see shit I would never care about just to know what's going to happen when the movie I do come.
The bitch is fucking tired.
I don't mind that. See, the thing is, again, I grew up with this kind of stuff where I love. Again, I watch Batman and Superman animated television series all the time, and my favorite thing in the world was when they did a fucking crossover. So it's like, I don't mind going to see these movies. But problem is when I'm seeing mediocre writing. Explain this to me. Someone explain this to me. How the fuck did we have Spider-Verse in December, and Far From Home comes out 6 months later and it's garbage? Someone explain that to me with words. that how did we have the best Spider-Man movie come out in December and the worst one come out in fucking like May or June or into the fucking
One
god?
had a better writer that actually loved its product.
And one
Yeah.
actually had not the weight of every single Marvel movie that led to this particular film.
Okay,
because-
but it didn't need. It didn't have the weight of every single fucking Marvel movie prior because it didn't necessarily reference every single Marvel movie prior. The only thing it referenced was Tony Stark passing. That was the only thing it referenced. Just like how I don't remember. I think was it Far From Home that came out right after? No, what movie came out right after Infinity War? Was it Ant-Man? Yeah, it was Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Ant-Man didn't have the weight of the MCU on it. It was just a movie. Like this is just a movie. This, except for the fact, like Tony Stark's death only impacts the movie as far as one of the characters being sad about it. What's his face still does everything that he does because he still hates Tony Stark. He doesn't give a fuck if that dude's dead. It doesn't really have the weight. It's not Endgame Part 2 where you need to watch it. Yes, for Endgame you need to fucking watch every Marvel movie prior. With Far From Home, just like with
you need to
Thor
watch
3,
at least Endgame, which is a 3-hour movie, which feels like it's fucking.
that's
6
one
hours.
movie. But that's
No, I know,
and
but
even
it's
then,
a long,
honestly,
terrible fucking movie. Like, let me put it like this: if you watch Homecoming and then watch Far From Home, which by the way, that's what I did. Like, I watched Endgame and everything, but before fucking Far From Home, before I watched that, Homecoming was on TV, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch it to get back into the zone of Spider-Man.
Sure.
And good lord, Far From Home does not feel like a sequel. It feels like, hey, what if you got Homecoming and fucked it up? Like, that's what it feels like. And you know, the reason why is because in between those, we had Endgame. And Endgame destroyed, just completely ripped the fucking nuts off
That
of
also
Spider-Man.
didn't help that the writers weren't allowed to see the end of the script.
but
Yeah.
again, and even then, it's like you can honestly, I'll stand this right now. You can walk into fucking Far From Home, and the only thing you need to know is that Iron Man passed away, and the movie even says it. So you can literally walk into Spider-Man Homecoming and not lose a single thing. Like nothing fucking like there's nothing in the last fucking 20 movies that is required there. Hey, you already knew, like, again, have you watched 1 or 2 fucking Avengers movie? You already know who Nick Fury is and his fucking pal that who gives a shit what her name is. Like, you already know Shield exists because you've seen any Marvel movie and they reference them enough in every movie. Endgame's only thing is, and then plus they explain the blip at the start, and there's an in memoriam for Iron Man at the start of that fucking movie. You don't need to watch any other Marvel movies, so there's no fucking excuse for that movie to be as trash as it fucking is.
And solid as I will say there, he's like, he was only in there for 5 minutes. Yeah, but still, it doesn't matter. The fact that the blip happened, that snap, that by the way did not need to happen because
It was ignored.
yeah, because Endgame, honestly, like, I mean, our big like
What-
fixation.
My
of
whole thing
that
about
issue-
the whole snap. Why did they need to do a 5-year time skip?
No, that's what
They
I was
don't-
saying.
they don't
Because
call-
they want Miles
they don't
Morales
call-
as Spider-Man.
They literally only
The
caused
only
way
reason.
more fucking problems. And honestly, at this point, I only think they did it so basically Tony Stark could have the fucking kid.
No, my thing is that okay, do you remember in Homecoming when
They
he
literally
meets up
could've
with
said the same
Danny
thing
Glover?
and did it 3 months. Why the fuck did they do 5 years?
Okay, so do you remember in Homecoming when he meets up with Danny Glover and he basically does the web to his whatever? Like he webs him to the car. He says, "I gotta go pick up my nephew" or some shit. I think that's supposed to be Miles. But me and Gunnar are discussing this, going, Miles is like what, 2? How the hell is he gonna replace Spider-Man at any point? 5-year time skip, he could easily be the right age. Like, I'm not saying he's super, like, if he's 10 by the time Homecoming is, he's at least 17. He's old enough to be Miles. So it's like that's the
I
only
don't
reason
think
they're
MCU
doing
even
it.
touching Miles.
Yeah.
They're going to eventually. Because
But-
they're like, okay,
I
you
mean,
keep
they
Spider-Man,
already
we'll keep...
jacked all the other story elements from Miles Morales. Might as well bring him into
That
it.
is
Like what?
true.
Like,
No,
all
like
the-
you didn't know, like basically, Homecoming and both those new Spider-Man movies like took a whole bunch from Miles's actual stories.
Like, no, because I think I don't know much
His
about
best
Miles'
friend,
stories.
like his best friend is literally supposed to be Miles's best friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot more than that, but that was a major one. They literally had to take out shit from Into the Spider-Verse because they stole Ned.
That's why that friend there is almost not in the movie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But aside from this, man, all I'm gonna say is like, yeah, it's good news, you know, for them to finally say, hey, you know what, no excuses. We're gonna fix up this stupid scrolls as Samuel Jackson thing, and we're also gonna do whatever we set out to do for this whole like cliffhanger shit. But then after that, and I did read something about this, it was an article, so I don't know how fucking serious it is. I don't know how exact it is, but there was some word that got out. You know, someone will probably tell me like the link or whatever the fuck. Hopefully, you guys can do that. Be great. But this is just to write out Spider-Man from the MCU. Maybe at the very end of the movie, Spider-Man says, "Hey, you know what, guys? That's cool. I don't want no part of the Avengers anymore. I'm gone." And then Sony will get fucking Spider-Man back, and then they can do whatever the fuck they're gonna do. But at least we get the trilogy of MCU Spider-Man, the thing that everybody wanted.
Ooh, oh my God, so thankful.
Yeah, which that'd be cool. I mean, it's just like what, fine, just to shut everybody up. Because here's the thing, dude, this is bad press to the point where like even that last fucking movie, like the posters are wrong. They had the wrong eye patch on Samuel Jackson, the wrong side. There was really weird shit. Like the art was bad, the fucking stories were bad, the fucking marketing was bad. Everything was so insanely bad, and it's just like what. I gotta tell you, I want Spider-Man to be doing his own thing, and I'm a hype for Spider-Verse 2, whatever the fuck that's gonna be called. I want that to come out. I want some more animation. That's what I want. As far as Peter Parker goes, as far as the MCU, like, hey, at least we got one more movie out of it. That's gonna be cool. And hey, this new era could be fucking interesting. Like, I mean,
smaller stories can always work, but it's like every fucking superhero has to save the fucking world. That's what made Spider-Man really interesting, and was counterculture to what was going on in the comics. Because the comics, every single man, woman, and child was saving the universe every third day. What was Spider-Man doing? He was just punching a few people on the street to make sure that the average person had protection.
At this point, I'm surprised New York City is even still like a thing in these fucking superhero movies.
Happens there. Infinity War, like they
Moon Knight's entire storyline is that there's too many superheroes in New York, so he goes to like LA or San Francisco, or like one of those places. Because it's like, well, no one defends here. I'll do it.
But they should tell the characters that'd be cool, like do the whole like, hey, I'm not used to this place, but I guess I'll come here and do my thing. Like it's just I don't know, man, fucking this is so stupid. Like right now, I'm at a point where I'm like, dude, I know like in a couple years we're gonna get a fucking Falcon
like where's the superhero in like fucking Alabama?
Yeah, but we're gonna get a Falcon Captain America soon. Like I mean, obviously it has to happen. So I'm like, they got this Marvel What If show that feels like a what if fucking scenario because it's so goddamn stupid. Like
I like the idea. No, Captain. What was it? The passing over the mantle has been a thing that every comic book from Image to DC has done.
Though. Fuck this comic book shit. Like, okay, you know what then? Since they did that with the comic book, because that's the big excuse, then man, Thanos. I hope in the next movie they come out with, Thanos comes back and fucks the Reaper. That's gonna be great.
Well, no, I'm not okay. When I'm basically saying that comics is taking that is that the passing the mantle is an important thing in the comics because it's showcasing that. Life goes on and people move on, either they pass away, retire, whatever the hell. People want to see that because we've grown up with these characters. That's why my favorite Batman animated thing ever of all time, number one, is Batman Beyond, because it does every single thing that I've ever wanted. It shows Bruce Wayne being aged. It shows Bruce Wayne not being able to fight anymore, and it has him move into a position in which he can still help people by basically becoming Oracle and helping out a new Batman. That's why Terry McGinnis, basically his Batman Beyond, is very different. So people are excited to see Falcon as Captain America because we're like, what is Falcon going to bring to that role? It's like the Doctor. What is he going to bring to that role? It's not like when they change actors. Like, no, that's still the same character for the most part. But it's like, okay, what's the new thing that we're going to happen? Because Captain America's story is done. It's finished.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. Is there any closing words that you, Ganja, or Jet would like to say before we get the fuck out of this crazy, nerdy realm of stupidity?
That shit nerdy, dog.
All right, here's the thing. Let's go into real life because here's the thing. Like these comic book worlds are so fucking stupid and ridiculous. I would hate to go into those things, but we gotta get into the seriousness of real life. And in seriousness, we got a supervillain putting meth in bean dip. Yes, you heard it right.
What you been up to?
Meth in bean dip and serving it to. I didn't even know this. Co-workers. Alan sent me this earlier today. And here's the thing.
Was it delicious?
We had a talk in Florida about Alan wanting to eat beans in a movie theater. So when he sent me this, the first thing I saw, I was like, dude, stop arguing about the fucking beans. And then eventually I clicked on it, and I was like, okay, Alan wants meth in his beans? What the fuck? I was about to ask you so many questions, Alan. But
actually, you know what? Before you do that, people, tell me, would you bring baked beans into the theater? I need to know something.
You gotta tell people the fucking story.
No, this is enough. Would you sneak in baked beans to the theater and eat that while you're watching the movie?
Oh, wait, another thing too, Kanja, you told them.
Oh yeah, you said you have to tell the story.
Yeah, okay, Kanja.
Jet, you're the only one here that can tell the story.
Why? What'd I do?
What do you mean? Jet knows.
The blank eating beans. This blank eating beans.
All right, so. We were in Orlando, right? And we've been screaming this meme at Alan for about 2 days now. And I had a little slip up with the N-word.
Well, that's it. I thought you were going to save it for the end.
No, the best part is all I hear is come from the back of the fucking the Airbnb is and Jet comes running out like a bat out of hell with a fucking toothbrush in her mouth. So I couldn't block because I didn't risk choking the bitch out with a fucking toothbrush. So I just had to get my ass beat.
That's your second time getting your ass beat, by the way. The first time I didn't have the toothbrush.
So I walk out of the bathroom at this point, and all I see is Jet beating his ass. I was like, "Stop! What are you doing?" And then she tells me the story. I'm like, "Oh, continue."
Yeah. Yeah. So
He
don't
said
say
the N-word, Ganja.
Especially don't say the N-word. Like, don't say it, obviously, but like, really don't say it when there's black people in the fucking house. Like,
yeah, do like white kids do. Do it on the internet.
Well, just if you do it,
don't
if you
say
do
what
it
the
private,
conviction I had.
It was an A. It was an A, Kirk. But
It was
still,
A.
but
yeah, just
still,
like how he got his ass beat.
I don't. Either way, people like wonder like, oh, well, was it an A? Because that sounds like a lot less. I'm like, okay, no, that needs to stop being a thing. Because there's people like Ganja out there. They're like, oh, it just slips up because it's no big deal. No, it's still a big deal. You dumb fuck. Don't say it at all. Jesus.
Look,
man, you got motherfuckers like Christian over there, like, oh, I'm Puerto Rican, guy, so I can just throw it out there because I'm 1.3% black. Like, no.
I got 1/10 of a black person in me. All right.
Jesus Christ.
According to Christian and his race science, I am allowed to use the word.
Don't even get me started on that.
God damn, man.
I love how a bunch of non-scientist motherfuckers are trying to tell people how genetics work.
Cedric's in the chat talking about square up. I really got my ass kicked, Cedric.
I'm not seeing anyone saying they'd bring beans to the theater.
Look, Ganja said he would.
No, they're more focused on me saying the N-word.
Yeah, that too. But the whole point of that was I'm really pissed off at that meme where it's like, hey, this guy's eating beans in the theater. Let him live.
That's
because
that's the thing, is he also spilled them.
That's it. Yeah, well, hey, I mean, again, I'm not going to spill my beans. I'm an adult.
He also made a mess.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, maybe he cleaned it up, or maybe he left out of embarrassment. Who cares?
If you spill beans, that's way hard to clean up than literally anything else you could drop in that fucking theater.
Nah, like there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, he lotion in the chest, so you gotta be 20% black to just think the N-word.
20%.
Here's the thing, though. This story, and this is why I'm loving this so much, because I'm reading this. I'm like trying to keep from laughing while you guys are talking to shit, but like, it says, Medina Hernandez was charged with unlawful delivery of methamphetamine. Is there a lawful delivery of methamphetamine?
Yeah. Amazon Prime.
No, there is a lawful like if it's a pharmaceutical drug, yeah, it's an amphetamine, but it's legal in terms for medication.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, you can traffic illegal amphetamines.
CNN wasn't immediately able to reach Medina Hernandez or her attorney. Yeah, I would think so. I would think they would be immediately available to say, yeah, we put that meth in those fucking beans.
So you're saying she brought these to coworkers?
Yeah. So
drug test must have been popping up soon.
And,
yeah.
And they said it was delicious.
Yeah. Who said it was delicious, by the way?
What did the employee said? Well, it was really delicious.
So my heart rate just went 1,000% up.
Yeah, man. But apparently no customers ate it. But the thing is, yeah, Jet, that actually makes sense. Like maybe
yeah, because that reminds me of that one fucking tweet. The one dude bringing fucking weed brownies when he had like a fucking test to do and shit.
We all failed tonight.
Yeah, like you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I didn't even put enough weed in there to get high. I just failed the test for y'all.
That's literally a Workaholics episode, by the way. You just contaminate all the piss. And then like, oh well, you can't fire us because we're all fucked up at night. No, they don't do drugs.
And yeah, we can. Everyone's fine.
You know, it's another good way of uniting the workers. You can do a union and just like get a contract.
Shut up,
drug
Ganja.
test. But you know, that's just my crazy comment with that.
Oh man, Ganja, you're like the worst person to defend this shit because we know what kind of person you are. So like,
no, I'm the best.
You admitted to so many crimes on the show. It's like
you damn right. Criminal socialism, man. It's the future.
Oh my god! Dude,
when I say seize the means, sometimes it implies theft. All right.
You know, and I'm looking around. And this is Fox, but like, good God, is this a joke site? Because another story. OK is now a hate symbol. The ADL says.
So, one of the ways that these hate groups keep getting news coverage is they basically keep adopting symbols and memes. That's why Pepe the Frog was a hate symbol for a while.
I already told you, I took them back. Just like I'm going to take back.
Yeah,
I think the
owner of the meme actually was able to get it taken down from the site. But the thing is what the hate groups will do is they'll take these symbols, regular ass shit like thumbs up or whatever the hell, and they'll associate it with such a hateful brand that it gets news coverage like this.
Well, like,
they were trying to take clowns too, but that wasn't going to happen.
They took milk. I'm not kidding. Look it up.
I mean, they can take plain milk. They can have that.
For a little while, the real hardcore ones were pouring milk on their bodies.
See, this is why people. Because here's the thing: I'm not stopping with using the okay sign. Actually, I don't do that. I don't know who the fuck does that. But like, I'm not. If they take milk, I'm still drinking milk. You can call me a racist piece of shit all you want, but like, if Chick-fil-A had like the best cake ever, you can say faggot all day.
This
I'm eating
motherfucker
that
say he
cake.
gonna stick high while he drinks his milk. No fucks given.
No, but that's the thing. It's like, dude, like, stop letting motherfuckers that are like famous, like Papa John's, for instance. He said the N-word and all this crazy shit. That pizza's scrumptious. Like, it's delicious.
Look, racism and homophobia makes food taste better.
You know, and if it does, then fuck it.
If you're a really good cook, you might be slightly racist.
No, but shut the fuck up. But the thing is like, man, like, okay, Jay, I'm gonna ask you because you.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kirk. I'm with you, Kirk.
Yeah, Papa John. Papa John's is delicious. I'm sorry.
Like, Ganja made a really good burger when we were in Miami. Now I'm
He's
kind
a
of looking at
racist.
a side eye. Yeah, who are you racist against?
Well, he said the N-word. He's like, man, these N-words.
Okay,
are
there we
fucking
go.
Pizza. Paula Deen, though, I don't know if her shit's
Who?
good. Paula Deen, the girl who fucking she some.
Well, are you surprised that she was racist?
I mean, no. There was lots of talk about her though beforehand. Like, people were constantly saying that she was saying racist shit. So, yeah. But anyways, here's the thing though. This is what I was trying to do. Jet, I'm gonna ask you, how do you feel about this? If like, has there ever been a thing where like you liked it and then like some racist or sexist shit comes out?
I already told you, I
yeah.
took it back.
What the fuck is that? I don't know. You and Alan with these fucking inside jokes. It's like Trey's in here. Like,
It's
what
not
the
an
fuck?
inside
You literally
joke.
just said it. I already took Pepe back.
Pepe the Frog was associated with a right-wing group and was on their site for a while. The creator of it was able to sue them for defamation and remove it off the site. That's what Jet means when he says he took it back.
I literally said I'm taking them back, and then what do you know? Got taken back.
Yeah,
You're
that pissed
welcome.
me off.
Okay, but has there been anything else that's not so fucking ridiculous?
Honestly, usually what they like is pretty trash. So.
Okay, so you didn't like Chick-fil-A ever?
I'm gonna be a little like controversial here. Their chicken isn't, all that. I honestly usually just get like their diet lemonade from there. Yes, diet lemonade. You
What if
heard me.
Beyonce
Yeah,
says some
because you
shit?
can stand to lose a few more pounds, you know.
What if Beyonce says some
It's not
shit
a
and
few
you
more
suck?
pounds, bitch.
Well, you're a bag of
It just-
bones.
it
I don't know how much
tastes
weight
good.
you could lose. Sitting there trying to walk
Alan-
through walls.
No, not everyone can have a thick, fat ass like you can. Okay,
I don't.
you do.
I don't.
These motherfuckers.
Every time you walk by me, you try to make me see it.
Y'all age me.
You
so
you
much.
move your hips back and forth, and then you
It's called walking.
You have everyone's eyes on those humps.
Who the fuck is looking at me?
All
The
of
whole
us, Alan.
world.
We were all looking.
Alan, I'll tell you right now, I was not looking. But
You
it's a
broke
big
so many
ass.
relationships at Disney.
Anyways, listen, I'm tired.
Did you not catch all those zombies basically following you for a reason? It wasn't because of your brains. It's because of your ass.
Believe it or not, I agree with you, Nick.
There ain't no brains in there.
That's what I said. It wasn't the brains.
When it comes to people
It was
like
that ass.
the Nazis and shit, do not let them take things from you. Don't let them take rock and roll. Don't let them take hip hop. Don't let them take beans away from you. Don't let them take nothing.
Yeah,
Because
if I want
when
to
you
eat
give them
beans in
an
the
inch,
theater, I can.
they take the whole
Alan,
thing
why
and just
would
becomes
you
fascist.
bring beans?
Because beans are
Why?
delicious. And if I
And
want
you
to
know what
watch
you
It Chapter
especially
2,
you don't let
if-
them take? Alan's fat fucking ass. That is
I know.
proletarian ass right there.
if
That's-
I wanted to walk into It Chapter 2 in Miami and eat beans, that is my God-given right as a Canadian in America.
no.
That's
Wow,
so
that-
fucking
Do
ghetto
you want
too.
this red hat? Because the way you said that was. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah, people, just tons of weird fucking news going on. I was gonna say noise, but that too.
Noise.
I'm in the call with these motherfuckers. There's tons of weird noise happening all the fucking time. But
Just bringing on in the whole fucking cookout to watch an hour and 30-minute movie and shit.
it's gonna bring the
Just
grill.
bringing in fucking greens and shit.
gonna
Like,
bring one of those
Alan, how
electric
much are you
George
gonna
Foreman
bring?
grills?
I
to
brought
the
in like
fucking-
sandwiches and shit. You can't
Well, no,
stop
they-
me. It's a movie theater.
No, hey, to Alan's point, they do sell fucking like hot dogs and nacho cheese with like the nucleus of the cheese in the middle and everything. Like they
The
sell that shit.
nucleus of the cheese?
Yeah, you know that thing like you like it's like a bowl in the middle and like that's where all the cheese goes and you put the fucking thing together.
This
all stuff.
motherfucker said we got fucking nucleus cheese, motherfucker.
No, the nucleus of the cheese, like you know, like the
I don't know what that is.
No, the funny thing is when he describes it, I'm like, okay, yes, the nucleus is supposed to be in
I
the
don't know what the
center
fuck
of a
to call
cell.
it, dude. Shit.
The center of the fucking.
Well,
Why
that.
are you using nucleus and center synonymously?
I thought you said nuclear of the cheese.
Oh, you
Like,
know,
they just
nucleus of the
fucking
cheese. I was
stop
like, what are
laughing.
you-
like they just
Oh,
made
I'm
that shit like boiling fucking hot and just put it on the
Gotcha, ain't
fucking
that
hot
funny?
dog or some
I
shit.
have a nuclear reactor over there. This gets extra hot. Don't worry, guys.
Yo, that fettuccine molecule,
I'm
bro.
editing this shit out.
No, no,
We're
not.
live.
Fuck.
Yo, Cedric, you got Cedric, you got the proton of the pizza.
Oh,
By the
we
way,
choked
did you
to
mean center? Is that what you
Yes,
meant?
I meant center. Shut the fuck up.
No.
Jesus.
Fucking nucleus of the cheese.
Alright, I get it.
No, you don't.
I get
I'm just
it.
sitting here like a big old dummy, just like, what the fuck is he
I
talking
felt
about?
bad because I'm
Yeah.
like nucleus of the
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
now
cheese.
we
I'm
look
like,
stupid.
let me try to figure out what this guy's talking about. Let's break this down. We can do this together, Nick.
Yo, this Adam is extra cheesy.
Look. Oh, fuck you,
If you look at the electrons of the
the atomic
nachos,
nucleus, the very dense central region of an atom. Yes.
Yeah.
So metaphorically, the central,
No!
the central
so the
region
very
of the
dense
bowl of
center
fucking
region of
chips.
this cheese.
The central region of the bowl of chips. I want you to listen to me. It's an atom.
I was listening to you. I had your back. But why the fuck did you have to use that word? You could have just
because
said
I
center.
couldn't think of the normal one.
That's like saying you're in the nucleus of this cookie.
Alan.
Yo, how many licks did it take to get to the nucleus of a Tootsie Pop?
Okay, Alan. Sorry that I'm smarter than a scientist.
No, that's the thing. I'm a scientist. Even I know where to use the
No,
word in the right
motherfucker.
places.
You gotta ask yourself, you're smarter than a 5th grader right now.
Okay, I'm
Ganja's,
fucking talking with your killer clowns from outer ass. That fucking picture.
Woo!
Why don't you shut up? God
Woo!
damn it.
In football, the quarterback is behind the nucleus.
I can't stand
The hydrogen of the milkshake. See, Nick, I'm a scientist, but I know when to use proper words. You're going to that.
Oh,
fucking-
no, stop while you're ahead. Stop while you're ahead.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what? That's
I
it.
don't know when you guys all got
You
like
guys in
the
fucking
sources
after
and
hours.
shit. Just
We're done.
We still have like 2 stories,
Fuck you, done. I don't give
motherfucker.
a fuck about the
We're
goddamn
not,
story. Leave me alone.
we're not
God damn
done.
it. Jesus, leave me alone.
We still
I
have
say
a
things
show
all
to
the time.
do.
Damn it.
Let's watch that movie where they journey to the center of the earth, the nucleus.
Anyways, yo,
journey
Sam
to the center of
Jackson.
the nucleus.
Apparently, Sam Jackson's going to be
Very
letting his voice
fine.
Amazon's Alexa. Look at his face. The nucleus.
You
He's
got to
laughing
get
at you,
to
yeah,
the
you
center,
stupid-
Diaz.
I
He's
can't.
laughing at you. How you stupid
I'm gonna be
motherfucker.
honest, I can't believe Alan fucked up as a nucleus center. That's hilarious. Okay, maybe that won't work.
You gotta get
Not
to
this
the
time.
hydrant, motherfucker.
The electron of the trees around.
Oh, just wait. You'll fuck up in a minute or two.
No, not that badly.
All I want to know is it really Samuel Jackson or is it like interview Samuel Jackson? where he's
No,
just
apparently it's
blowing up
actually Samuel Jackson.
people? No,
Go
no.
on to the or whatever. By the way, Alan, no one agreed with you. No one's bringing beans in the theater.
I don't give a shit. More for me.
And someone brought up a good point too. You're gonna be farting throughout the entire thing, so not only eating them beans, you're
I don't know.
gonna
It's the smell. Who cares? The only thing that's gonna matter are the roads behind me.
Is basically gonna smell shit the entire time. You know what? We're gonna
I
be
can
able to
hold in my
pinpoint it back
farts.
your ass because you're
Not
the one
necessarily,
that gets
because
back-
it depends on how long the movie is. A typical digestion would be 30 to 40 minutes. I can hold my farts in.
All right, you said it twice.
What?
No, you're just like, hey guys, I can hold my farts in. No, guys, seriously, I can hold my farts in. Like, dude.
Okay. I'll fart on command right goddamn now into the fucking mic.
Wait, what?
All right, listen, that's fine. Here's the thing, though. Okay.
I
mean,
could shit myself on command. You're supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah. Wait, no, you're not.
Shit
Wait,
yourself on command or fart? What is it to you motherfuckers not knowing the words?
Kirk, he says you should hold your farts, dude.
I don't got a choice.
Just be like Kirk and just.
Oh yeah, I'm
fart
at
all the
work. I'm
time.
surrounded by coworkers. Excuse me while I fart in this room with no circulation.
It is natural. That's all it is. And you're the one who has to be talking with a shitty smelling mic. Let me see.
I don't have a sense of smell. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape,
I know,
or
but
form.
at the moment, I might just-
everyone around you.
Fuck them. I don't
And you
care.
know you're gonna be really embarrassed when everyone's able to pinpoint it back to you, being like, "Yep, that's the dude right there, the shitting himself, the dude with the baked beans, eating them straight out of a can."
Imagine him alone in the movie theater and all the cleanup people.
Exactly.
Fucking guy.
My movie theater, like, not many people go unless it's like a crazy Marvel movie like Infinity War and Endgame. Like, when I saw John Wick 3, there was like 5 other people in there.
That says a lot about John Wick.
Oh no, the movie still made like fucking. The movie made was fucking sick as hell.
Sitting there by yourself, just farting all the way, just having your fucking aura of farts.
Hey, Alan, can you tell me? Can you literally just do an example, like voice-wise, of like how it sounds when you fart? Like what noise do you make on your mouth, like when you fart? Like you're like, are you silent? Like.
I imagine it's just filled with chocolate.
Wait, no, I'm talking about like. Oh, so you don't do anything. Like when you fart, your ass does all the talking. No, I'm talking about like what noise does your face make? Like, you know what I mean? Like you fart.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to make fart noises.
No, no, Alan. I know what a fart sounds like.
Fucking childish, man.
Nick, you don't know how to explain yourself. You're like, oh, what is it?
No,
What did you make with
tried
fart?
to-
I'm like, okay, let me just keep farting.
I thought you were fucking with.
I know you just like you like. I was like, what?
I don't make any faces because I try to sit there looking like fucking side to side, making sure it's just you go.
He farts like the Hamburglar, dude. Like, what's up with that fucking?
Let Alan be ripping ass. He looking like a fucking raccoon trying to sneak in the garbage can. She looking sideways.
He farts and he looks both ways before he crosses his.
Hey, sometimes you have to be sure if anyone's in
Yo,
the
man,
room.
make sure to look both ways before you fucking rip ass.
If you guys
Hey, sometimes you
smell
have to
the
be sure
fart
whether or not
every time
everyone's
he
in the room.
actually
So you
does
just do a quick check, goes around. Okay, cool. Let's go back to work.
If you guys,
Yeah, one of my best ones is when you like you think you're in an alley by yourself or in an aisle, and you just rip ass and someone hits that corner.
okay, well, an alley or an aisle because it's two different places.
I've done both.
Well, I don't know. It
Alley,
depends.
you
Is he in
can
a
do whatever you
grocery
want.
store or between two buildings?
No, that's the worst. When you think you're a exclusive spot, you just rip ass and just some random person shows up.
Yo, that happened to me once in a grocery store. Now that I remember it, I was just walking by, and something what I'll do is if I'm walking fast enough, and I'll fire, I'll be like, okay, no one's gonna know it's me because I'm moving. So I'm just grocery shopping, doing some shit, and some motherfucker walks by, and it kind of looks at me as he's walking by, and just takes his headphone off, going, "This motherfucker farted." As he points at me.
God, man.
I was so embarrassed.
My dad and I would go to the aisle or to the store, or whatever, and like he would fart, and his shit would smell so bad that the people in the next aisle that we can't see is like, I think someone farted over there. Like they think that no one can hear them, but they're like judging the fuck out of, like the next aisle. They're like, oh my god, like that's so disgusting. What the fuck? It was awful. And my dad farted in some kid's face once too. So
No, one of the most embarrassing things is when you like get out of a chair, or you move your chair back, and you fart back. So, like, God damn, I hope no one heard that.
oh, we can just blame it on your chair then.
Hmm?
You can just blame
Yeah,
it-
well, that's probably how it gets away. But like, sometimes I think I fart. I'm like, how did no one hear that? Or is everyone just being super?
Wait, you
polite?
farted like while you're talking to us?
No, but like I'll be at work sometimes. I'll be like accidentally
No,
doing
I
too
think
much.
you
and I'll
meant
fart.
us. I think you just changed it right now.
No. Oh, well, I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings I did once. Yeah.
That's what
Man,
the
while we're
fucking
eating?
smell was.
No, it's like I was moving. No, motherfucker, I was moving the chair a little bit, and I farted. I was like, oh, no one noticed.
Wow, no, Eddie was like, oh, dude, what the fuck?
No, Eddie's in the chat, man. Don't fucking.
I'm playing, dude. Oh,
Lord,
my
stay
God.
you protect me from this gas.
To be honest, though, dude, like, if I needed to fart, I would have at Buffalo Wild Wings, because that place was so shitty. It's like, you know what? Might as well just put another fucking stamp on it.
Oh, I pissed on the floor.
Oh, I blew up the
Yeah,
bathroom.
I know. Yeah, here's the thing, people. Did you really piss on the floor?
No, I didn't, but I want to hear about
Okay,
this now.
yeah, motherfucker. Because, so here's what happened. I was kind of mad for a while, but we've already had a shit night, so I didn't say anything to him. But I had to pee bad. So did Ganja. And Ganja looked like he was going to kill people, so I just stayed away from him. So he goes in the bathroom, he goes pee, comes out, he's like, yeah, I just pissed over the wall on the floor. And I'm like, oh, haha, funny, right? I go in there, every fucking toilet is being used, except for the one that has piss all over the wall on the floor. So I'm like, I thought he was joking, but now I see it. I'm like, I'm standing in his piss, basically. He just pissed all over the fucking floor. Now I gotta deal with his shit. But,
Literally.
I mean, he didn't get his chicken tenders, so I should probably just let him be mad and pee all over the fucking place.
Makes you stand and piss like what I do.
No, I'm like disgusted. I'm like, wow, dude. And like for a guy who peed, you know, or he said peed all over the fucking place, like that looks pretty clear. So I mean, you guess you're drinking a lot of water, so awesome.
That should have been a tip. That's not me. I drink too much soda.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm glad that wasn't yours, but at the same time, I still did pee I still peed in a place that someone else peed all over the fucking place. So, yikes.
Oh, dude, the fucking bathrooms in the entire area of that Dolphin Mall were all of them were terrible.
Yeah.
One of the fucking David Busters looked like a fucking The Purge happened.
Well, I mean, it's a kid place too, so you know, kids are going there.
No, they sell, no, that's like an adult fucking place because they sell alcohol and shit.
It's
there.
actually teenagers and young adults. So
Yeah, but
we
dude, it
should
looked
know
like The
better.
Purge. There's toilet paper all over the place, hanging from the ceiling. Like the fucking bins are all over the place. I'm like, this place is terrible.
Like
I'm not
David Buster's
sitting
don't even
down.
allow you to drop your kids off there anymore unless they have an adult with them.
That's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, that's stupid.
Well,
But
it's supposed to be arcades for kids or for adults. I mean,
yeah, which I mean, might as well. That's the thing. You know what's funny, guys? Like that Dave and Buster was full of fucking people, and they were all grown. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't think it's ever gonna change from that. I think that even kids are like, fuck arcades. Like, what are you morons doing at a place like that? And
I
grown-ups were
never
like, "Ooh."
really liked arcades, and Dave and Buster's kind of reminded me why. It's like, oh man, you get to do all this stuff for points as the games cheat. I'm like, I'd rather go to like again, literally, we in Halloween Horror Nights or something like that. I'm like, that seems Universal is way more fun than Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, no, Dave and Buster's was trash. And by the way, yeah, I have all you guys' cards, so you know.
Oh no, I got mine. I think it's in my wallet, or I left it with my.
No,
other
you
shit.
got mine for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want it back, I can give it to you back. It's gonna take a
Nah.
while, or I could just steal it.
I'm gonna send it back to you in pieces if you don't pay me this certain amount.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Godfather. He's gonna wake up and the head of the fucking cards underneath the sheet.
Apparently, that was a real horse.
Just cut it.
Apparently, that
half
was a
and
real
shit.
horse's head they used in the movie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fucked up, right? I never seen a movie though. By the way, I only saw like that. Scene.
I've only seen the first one, and I couldn't sit through the second one.
Dude, we should watch it together, and just mute both ourselves because if we don't, we're gonna argue for 3 hours straight.
No, we gotta watch that trilogy you have, like Casino and like all those other movies.
I know when y'all gonna argue over this fucking Medal of Honor shit. I know that for sure.
So here's
Again, we're gonna reboot this series and hope this time it works out.
See, normally I would, but here's the thing, guys. It's late. Everyone wants to go into fucking after hours. I want to go into after hours. Who gives a fuck about Medal of Honor? God damn it! I do not care no more. So
Is EA still like I'm not saying oh fuck EA, but
Let's talk about
EA still
finance, 'cause I was
developing
gonna
this, or
rant.
did they move developers?
I don't know. I
But
actually
great.
lost the story. That's how much I don't give a fuck.
Because like Medal of Honor was going to, or are we editing that, or are we gonna actually talk about this shit?
No, we're not, no fuck. I'm not even talking about it. Fuck that. Like,
Fine, I see
who,
how it is.
Who gives a shit? At this point,
I
like,
do.
I'm gonna edit my Twitch thingy to make sure that wasn't even fucking brought up because I feel so
What
stupid.
about this?
You motherfuckers don't give a shit. You guys don't even care about
I
Call of Duty.
actually am a huge fan, but I'm a fan of the Medal of Honor series.
I'll be honest. I don't give a fuck.
How are you a fan of Medal of Honor? And
Okay,
not a
I
fan
guess
of Call of Duty?
it's just me and Alan then. Alan, we care a lot about this shit, don't we?
Yeah. So okay, Medal of Honor when it came out, it was part of the three, basically World War II franchises, Brother in Arms and Call of Duty. They were essentially vying to see who could be the most popular and who could sell the most. You know how it usually goes when you have competing franchises. The thing is why do I bother?
That's a great question. You dumb fuck.
Why do I bother?
It's Medal of Honor. You know how many times I try to bring this shit to you on the show, and you're like, "Oh, who cares? That's some bullshit." Now, all of a sudden you care?
Literally, we have never talked about it on the show.
Oh my god!
Oh, you always do this. You always do this. You're like, oh man, Alan, you remember you said that dumb shit? When? Well, I mean, it was on the show a while ago.
So I'm
when,
supposed
Nick?
to- if I
On
did
the
that,
show.
I spend all my
I mean, I don't
extra
keep
free
track of
time.
it. You say dumb shit all the
I'm gonna
time.
scream my- People, chat. Oh, he's gonna hate this because he hates the public opinion. Chat. Do you guys remember us talking about Medal of Honor before? Huh? Huh?
Because
Yeah.
you always use it against you. Sorry, you always use it against me.
that's my
You
boyfriend.
always use it against me. And then when it doesn't work to your end, you ignore it, so you just wasted our time.
What? I went on my way to show myself that I was wrong last week about the goddamn fucking.
And he said they're bringing it back as a VR game. Not really.
Oh
much
God,
stuff
really?
No, they are. Yeah, that's.
That's what a trash series.
No, I mean I'm gonna put your ass on the spot. Hey, Alan.
What?
What do you think about Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, the Oculus Rift platform, and what they're gonna be doing with that versus the Call of Duty VR shit?
I think it's one of those. Medal of Honor is one of those series that when it was fighting toe to toe with Call of Duty and Brothers in Arms, they were struggling to find what really made them work. So every single game they always had a weird gimmick that completely changed the gameplay. They were one of the few people to first introduce parachuting. That was before Battlefield even fucking did it. Every game had a new interesting gimmick where when you play a bunch of Call of Duty, they're kind of the same thing, just different campaigns. Brothers in Arms was kind of the same thing, just different levels of tactics. Where Medal of Honor always had a new gimmick every single fucking time, especially if they were on the Wii games. But eventually, once everything went World War II, Brothers in Arms just straight died. They never made a single another one. Medal of Honor tried to come back with, I can't remember, I think it was just straight called Medal of Honor, and it just was not that interesting, and nobody's really into it because it didn't feel like it had anything going for it. It just felt like it was a clone. So like, well, let's do Advanced Warfighter, and that still didn't work. So I haven't seen gameplay of
Wait,
the
Advanced
VR game.
Warfare was Ghost Recon.
Then what's the one? There was a Medal of Honor game called Advanced something. Was it Advanced War? There was Advanced Warfighter.
no,
Yeah.
I believe it's like War Advanced. Like it's like a weird thing. Like they try to do the Modern Warfare thingy.
Medal
They changed
of
the word.
Honor Advanced Warfighter. Let's just. No, I think it's literally.
What was the
Oh,
one
just,
with
oh no,
Ghost
just
Recon?
it's just called Warfighter. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I just kept calling it Advanced Warfighter because of the Ghost Recon franchise. But yeah, that came out to just basically like no one's just interested in this. I haven't seen gameplay of the VR one. But VR shooters they can be really interesting and they be really good depending on what they're gonna do. But I think this is just I think this is a franchise that's dead and they're just trying to get anything out of it at this point.
Well, I think at the same time, with Call of Duty coming back and doing their fucking thing, like, yeah, obviously there's like a market for it. You know what I mean? Because the Black Ops 4 did not do too bad last year. I mean, it made a lot of money and it stayed at its price point. Obviously, that's Activision having some kind of fucking like, I don't know what they have that keeps their games at the price that they have, but like they always do it. There's still Steam sales that come out and it's like, hey, Modern Warfare, the first one way back in the day from 2007, that's $20. I'm like, how the fuck is that a deal? It's like, well, because we're Activision.
It's always in demand, which means it's always going to be a deal. And now I'm actually watching gameplay of it, and I'm like, it looks fine. I do play a VR. I have a fucking VR setup as well, so I do play a lot of these first-person shooters, and I really do like them. And it is doing some interesting gimmick stuff, but this is a dying franchise, a dead franchise that's trying to have some relevance.
And it's just like the Oculus Rift, where right now they're trying to compete as well. Like, I mean, dude, what was that thing that 90s had, that VR thing? What's it called?
He has the Vive, so do I. There's the PlayStation VR and there's the Oculus. So basically the way it works is
Rift kind of went backwards a little bit because they got like a big old fucking like shark to invest so much money into everything too. And then what happened was all these other companies like the Vive and then the fucking PSVR did so well online, especially that Oculus Rift, no one talks about them anymore because they failed.
The reason no one talks about Oculus is because the Vive is high end. That's like high end PC. You built a fucking $2,000-$3,000 PC, so you get the high end. PSVR is the low end because it's attached to the PS4 console. So it's like, hey, pay $200-$300. The graphics aren't as good, but you still get an interesting, movability with the Move controllers, and it's at the low end. So it's like, hey, everyone has a PS4. That's all you really need. You don't have to build a $3,000 computer to fucking get the PSVR. You just pay the $300 for the fucking peripheral, and you're good. Oculus Rift is in the middle, and nobody really likes mid-tier stuff. It's either high or low. So it's like, hey, you either can't afford it or you can't afford it. But the middle, it's like no one really wants to get it because you still need a decently high-end PC, but there's no real marketing for it. So they kind of just kind of fell by the wayside. Whereas the Vive, it's like, I'm sure there's a way to fucking emulate it on the Vive. That's actually what people do. They'll buy it off the Oculus store, but they can emulate it on their PlayStation. On their Steam HTC Vive. So they're able to still get the game going.
By the way, I'm going to spend some time with the chat really quick. Here's the thing, man, and I love this so much. Bach, aka Raheem, he says he wants Siphon Filter back, and man, they brought back Medieval. That's going to be coming out October 9th or something like that. October 6th.
My body is ready for the spookiness.
Oh, yes, me too. But this Siphon Filter, and it looks like shit right here, too. But the thing is, though, is that this
looks probably a really old game. So.
Yeah, it looks of the same quality of Metal Gear Solid. And this was fucking crazy. I mean, stealth, free roam, great linear missions, too. So it's like, if you don't want to do the whole, like, I can just walk everywhere thing, this game's pretty linear as well. It has many options as far as that goes. Lots of action. And they never really capitalized on it. Like, Siphon Filter 2 is basically the same goddamn game, except it looked a little bit better. And then they never really did anything else with the franchise, and that's something I would love to see with VR. Same thing with Splinter Cell or something like that. But do you remember playing Siphon Filter? Do you remember hearing people talk about it, Alan?
No, it was a PlayStation game. I never owned a PlayStation 1 or 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I thought you would probably hear people talk about it or whatever.
I've heard about it, but again, it was one of those games that was probably a cult classic where, like, hey, the people that like it love it, but the people that don't know it fucking exists.
Ganja, how about you, man?
Not really.
No. Kirk saying, I missed Dead to Rights. Do you guys remember that game?
That game is awesome. That game is incredible. I fucking love that first game. That fucking remake is god awful because it's like, oh man, we're going to remake the game. We're going to change up the character models. We're going to do some cool stuff. And it actually looks terrible. The character model looks so fucking ugly and they don't do anything as cool. Whereas like Dead to Rights, like the opening of the game is so cool. You're like, oh, the game's not going to be this cool. Everything that motherfucker does in the opening when he's like throwing a freaking fire hydrant, or not fire hydrant. Yeah, you throw a fire canister and you're able to shoot it and it explodes. You're able to dive like Max Payne style. It's a fucking great ass game.
Yeah, no, man, I'm looking at this. Like, I mean, there's this PS2 one. I don't know if that's the one that you guys referred to.
Yeah, GameCube PS2, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the one you're saying that was good or bad?
Yeah. Oh, I loved it. No, yeah, that's great. They did a remake for the Xbox 360.
Oh, okay, and it's called Retribution, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That game is trash.
But man, like that first one looks so bad as far as graphics go. This PS2 is still a nice alternative to the PS1 because, it didn't age as bad. I mean, it did age, but it's like I can completely see what the fuck's going on. People still have interesting clothes, interesting wear, interesting dialogue. It's not like it was so aged and so new at the time that they couldn't just get it down pat. This is a perfect retro console to go back to. I love most of these PS2 games, man. Even like something as bad as Bad Boys is still like nice to look at a little bit.
This is a good game, but let's be honest, they sold it on the idea you're going to a strip club.
And they sold you on the idea of like, hey, we're gonna be like True Crime, you know.
Yeah.
And True Crime was
True
a big
Crime. I
game
miss
back
him.
in the day.
I miss True Crime.
Baby Lotion. N64 aged like Minute Maid juice. What the fuck, you?
Okay, he's basically saying it ages poorly, but as much as I'll say it up straight. Yeah, the N64 graphics didn't fucking age well. It's my favorite console ever made.
I mean, I think I'm gonna challenge you on that. I think it's because of the nostalgia. Because, dude, this does look bad. I mean,
No,
there's
I've
just no
literally.
level.
No, the graphics I saw, yeah, the graphics are. I'm not saying the graphics are good. I'm not crazy.
But it's even to the effect of the controller scheme. Like, dude, I gotta tell you, like, just on emulation bounds.
The emulation is way better. You're right. The controller is trash, and the graphics didn't age well because it was the first time they ever did it. But the stuff they were doing there was so incredible, and I still play those games to this day. I literally play Ocarina of Time like as I can because I love the game. I played Smash 64 for like a decade because of how much I love the fucking game. The thing is because the games were still fun, they were able to capitalize a lot of the Nintendo, especially the Nintendo stuff, like the Nintendo first party games, were able to really capitalize on the 3D right away. And that was like one of the first times anyone's ever really done 3D. Ocarina of Time is legit it's not my number one favorite fucking game of all time. I beat the game over 12 times. I fucking love it. Mario 64, people love it. I think Mario World is better. But Smash Bros is fucking awesome. Banjo-Tooie is again in the top 5 games of all time. Like there's so many good, interesting games for there that it becomes my favorite console ever made.
Yeah, I'm solid about Sleepy Jogs. Yeah,
Sleepy Dogs is fucking trash.
It's trash, but like the idea is so good, and the look of it was
Sure.
so amazing.
It was supposed to be another true crime game. It was supposed to be True Crime Hong Kong. And that was the point that when I learned about the story of why Sleeping Dogs existed, that was the point where I completely cut ties from Activision. Because up until then, I was like, yeah, I kind of like Activision. But they were the ones that did the True Crime franchise. They did True Crime LA, and everyone was like, you know what, this is a pretty good game. It's an interesting GTA clone in which you get to be the cop instead of the criminal. So it's like, okay, people like that counterculture. So True Crimes New York comes out, and everyone's like, yo, this is fucking awesome. What the hell is this? They changed it up. They went grittier. They made a better combat system. So everything was kind of cool. So they're like, well, okay, let's do another True Crime game. It was supposed to be True Crime Hong Kong. And they're like, oh, we get to be an undercover cop. You're going to be in Hong Kong. It's going to be crazy guns. We're going to put a melee combat system that's actually way better. But then Activision said, well, it's not going to sell as well as GTA. Not saying it's not going to sell. No. There was a market there. But like, well, it's not going to do as well as GTA. Because GTA 4 just came out and made like $1 billion in like a month. And they're like, well, it's not going to make that much money, so we're going to cancel the project. 70% done. 70% done. So Square Enix said, we'll finish the rest of it. That's why it's really kind of, I don't want to say it's a mess, but it has its issues because they essentially have to transfer the entire development team to a completely different studio. And it caused a lot of problems. But that was supposed to be the third True Crime game.
Yeah. And you could tell just by playing the game. It was a nice little like modernization of what we liked back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they said, what about that Kill Switch for PS2 and Xbox?
Who?
Does he mean Killzone?
Killzone is a game, but Kill Switch might also be a game, so I don't know.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it now. I did not remember this game at all. I've never seen this, man. Yeah, Raheem, tell me a little bit more about it. But this looks like a little. Well, I don't know what the fuck happened there. That was part of the emulation, I guess. The big black screen there. But yeah, I love the cover system already. I'm looking at this. That's pretty cool. It looks like Army of Two a little bit. This looks really
a
cool.
little bit. Army 2 is a great game.
Yeah. The first one was cool, except man, that was around the time that I was really into trophies on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
And the fact that game didn't have trophies, I never played it. I was like, man, I ain't gonna do this shit for no fucking reason. And I cared too much about that shit back in the day. Now I would play it, and I don't give a fuck. But this looks really cool. Like this looks like Solvent Filter, man. Like Raheem, you have a certain type, brother. This actually looks pretty cool.
No, it looks interesting. I could look at this and tell you, well, fuck it, this is a PS2 game. Like I could look at it and be like, oh man, that's a PS2 game.
Yeah,
I remember the fucking barrels.
Yeah, this is actually really, really cool. I know I said that like 4 fucking times in a row, but like I'm actually a little like, how the fuck did I miss that?
Yeah, there's so many games that came out that so many people build because, again, there's just less quality control, so people just do whatever the fuck they want. So, hey, sometimes you got gems, sometimes you got garbage.
Yeah, Jed, how far do you like to go back? I mean, I know you don't do the retro gaming stuff. I remember I was trying to force you to watch Up, Up, Down, Down. You're like, turn this shit off. Oh, I'm sorry.
She's a sleepy jet right now. Sleepy.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she asshole. I will say, I'll ask her for her. She likes to play that Kingdom Hearts shit. And by the way, she still won't play Kingdom Hearts 3 because she's still busy playing that fucking build up to it. And these games are bad.
Yeah, y'all
sorry,
have fun with that one.
Sorry, I fell asleep while you guys were talking about Medal of Honor. I just woke up now. What you were talking about?
We were talking about games that are the games that is so easy for us to go back to and play. And I'm not talking about like modern games. I'm talking about like like something not retro because you don't fucking play retro, and kind of like at this point neither do I.
Oh, man.
What?
Wait, when she answers, sorry.
I'm going
What do you mean I don't play retro? I don't mind going back and playing like older games.
But you've talked a lot of shit about going back. Like, what the fuck?
I'm tired of everyone's like big old like what is it?
Boner for going back to retro.
Yeah, like boner for retro and whatever. But I mean, like I can go back and play. I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this is great. Games these days.
Why did you
go
just
back
get
to
disturbed down with the sickness right now?
Anyway.
No, go ahead.
But no, honestly, I find like the system I go back the most to is probably the Nintendo 64 because I actually started off with that
damn
one.
it. Why do you gotta
That's the
say
one I
shit like
started.
that?
I started off with like, and it's
polygonal
like,
fucking terrible goddamn graphics.
Again, graphics
like,
aren't
I
everything.
love
You say
Paper
that all the
Mario.
time, you motherfucking.
I realize that, but the thing is, back then they were trying to be everything. They were trying to be cool. Ocarina of Time. Do not tell me. I know you love that game and everything.
Watch me. I'll
take
tell
a
you right
step back-
goddamn now.
But take a step back for a second. Both you and Jet, since y'all two want to be wrong at the same fucking time. Don't tell me that you guys think that game.
oh, I'm
Ocarina of
sorry.
Time
Let me
was
go. Let
made
me go
for
back
fan.
to the fucking Atari system and play the fucking Atari porn games.
Like
and
you can go back to
shit.
NES where they had Contra and games that were actually made
Look,
for you to.
I
Actually
didn't
get something
have
out of it.
that.
Not only will I say that Ocarina of Time is the best Legend of Zelda game, it's better than Link to the Past, which came out on a previous console that other people think is the better
dirty,
one.
But
I'm
booty
sorry
boy.
that Ocarina of Time is better than Link to the Past.
You are so
And when you
fucking
want to go to
wrong,
the
dude.
future of Zelda games, Wind Waker is the best sequel to Ocarina of Time. I fucking love the hell out of Wind Waker. Twilight Princess is okay, but it tries to be dark, but never really manages to get the dark tone better than Majora's Mask ever does. Skyward Sword is a colossal piece of shit, and Breath of the Wild is not a Zelda game.
I love the chat.
Yeah. I don't know what
love the
Solidus
chat.
is yelling me at.
Oh.
No, Link to the Past is not. Link to the Past is an all-right game.
Are you
Link-
fucking high?
No. Link to the Past is all right. I'm not gonna say Link to the Past is a bad game, but it is an all right game.
Dude.
I stand by what I fucking said. That game it has a situation that a lot of the games had back then, where it's like, oh man, you got to go on your quest, right? Where the hell do I go? That game
That's
is so
you!
fucking confusing sometimes.
That's because you're a little retarded, Ellen.
Don't fuck yourself.
I do every night with my hand while my girl watches.
Man, you gotta get out the drugs.
Any
One of these days,
fucking
I'm gonna do a
way.
Fucking
Ocarina
I
of
don't
Time is
use
one of the
lube.
best-
I like to raw dog it, dog. Just straight grab that shit and yank, Alan.
You know, people don't talk about that enough. About like
What's
just lube is not really all that great.
Shut up.
Okay. Well, I like to. I mean, I would like to talk about. Alan, can I talk about it?
No.
Alan, do you like to use lube?
I'm not fucking having this conversation with you. By the way, if somebody can help me find a GameCube ISO site, I'm trying to download Dead to Rights, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
And don't tell me to get it on PS2 because the PS2 emulator is still shit.
It's fine, but you're probably too confused with it. Yeah. I'm
No,
Alan.
I've used it. It's
doesn't
better than
often
it used
tell
to
me
be,
how
but
to
it used to be
complete my
complete
quest.
trash.
I'm confused.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
It's just I
confused.
kept
What the
getting
fuck?
lost in the fucking game. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just done playing this. Where games like the Minish Cap and Ocarina of Time are way better and way more fun to fucking play.
All right. Well, it is what it is. I'm not gonna make fun of you all that much more, but it's just it's crazy. Look at the Link. A Link to the Past is one of my favorite games ever, and I played it when I was a kid too. And I was also confused. I will say I was confused too, but like I did figure out after 10 minutes because there's only so many options. Like, dude,
You make it sound like you like making an excuse for sucking a dick.
I was young and I was confused too, but you know, after 10 minutes I figured it out.
No, I'm not even defending it. Like I'm not like embarrassed. I'm just saying like it was great.
No, it's like again,
Oh,
like
shit,
I played
sorry.
a lot of games around that time, but it's just with Link to the Past, I'm like, I don't really like it wasn't that interesting, it wasn't that fun. The opening is great. Like I'll tell you as far as I got all three of the first pendants, but then when I get the fucking low rule or wherever the dark place is, I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on here.
All
I'm
right.
just wandering around. I don't know where the fuck to go, and I just kind of like I'm just kind of done. Whereas again, Ocarina of Time, the first time I played it, I didn't like it because I didn't understand a Zelda game. at all. So I had my friend who basically kind of walked me through the first dungeon. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And then we started going back and forth where I started understanding it. So once I basically like fell in love with the game, I was like, well, let me play Majora's Mask. I'm like, well, for some reason, it's not as good. I don't know why. And that's the first time I developed an opinion on the video game. Whereas I had two great products, but for some reason, I liked one better than the other. And I was trying to figure out why. So I go back and play Link to the Past. I'm like, I still don't enjoy this. I still think that the other two games I played, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, are way better than Link to the Past.
Jet, if you go back and play N64 today, what game are you picking out the bunch? And please don't say Ocarina of Time, because that can only take so much more.
I already said Paper Mario.
Okay.
Paper Mario? Oh, yeah, I did
I
start
never
on
played that.
64. Yeah.
That she might be right as far as being as good as she says it is, because I never played it, so I don't know. But I really like Super Mario RPG, so.
I mean, people like it. I just didn't play it because of the gameplay.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I'm looking at. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, I like how our logo was. And by the way, I can't change shit because I'm a terrible host. There you go. Now you can see it. But yeah, it looks alright. I mean, it just looks kind of.
It was one of the few Mario games to say, you know what, we're gonna actually have a story.
Yeah, well, I don't think they should.
Well, a story that matters.
But games should stop with the story thing too. That's
no.
Like, what do you mean no? The fucking
no. I also like to have an interesting narrative to go along with my game.
Explain why you like Assassin's Creed.
Because it has an interesting narrative that goes along with my game.
You lie.
Why do you like Metal Gear Solid?
Because that's not
even. Gear float so fucking bad.
Why do you like Metal Gear Solid?
I fucking love Metal Gear Solid because it's one of the best goddamn stories ever, and there's no continuity issues within the entire storyline.
Okay.
Fucking doo-doo butt.
So you like the game? You like a video game story? Okay.
All right. Don't look at me like that.
No, because you're just saying, oh, it gives you a story. And that's probably why you like fucking MGS5.
Yeah, because it's still a game. Like the story.
It's
sucks.
a trash
still
game.
A video game.
It's a trash game.
Wait, Ganja, your man Cummies ain't got no money. Has what?
I'm just calling Takashi 69 because I just listened to the worst music possible this week, and that man literally said that in a rhyme.
All right, yo, it's time for us to get the fuck out of here. Kirk is saying, Nick, there is many. Man, you were fucking shut up. I don't think there is a lot though, to be honest. Like literally, I'm not even like doing this just to argue whatever because I like it. I swear to God, dude, I've sat down and like watched so many videos like that. It's a very seal-proof continuity of Metal Gear Solid. Like I don't. Tell me what you mean.
I'm not arguing this.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Like,
I don't think there is off the top of my head. I can't really think of one, but I'm not gonna fucking.
And to your point, to break my character too, Alan, I'll give you this. I don't think there's a lot of continuity issues with Assassin's Creed either. I just don't like it, but I'm pretty sure got that story down pat. They haven't really made any continuity problems. So.
No, not really. No, they've been pretty good at continuity. Same thing with Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. See, there we go. Now we all said nice things to each other. Before we go, because I feel like a dick and I completely forgot to ask him, Ganja, retro games. How far do you go back if you do?
When I go back, I like to go back to at least PlayStation 1, Xbox era, and then sometimes, of course, N64 era. I'm more of a multitasker when it comes to that because I like old school gaming regardless.
Yeah. See, so I used to be like you, and I used to say like PS1 and Nintendo and everything, but lately I've been trying to play those games. I'm just practicing to do like, a necessary gaming show. Gotta tell you, really starting to fucking hate these games.
The control schemes were garbage.
Oh God, that's one of the reasons I had so much trouble getting through MGS2.
Mm-hmm.
It also helps that you weren't dumb.
Oh yeah, I was like, who's he calling out in the chat?
Probably all of us.
Alan got no money. He's got no cummies.
I got money. Just not spending on your broke ass.
Oh.
So speaking of broke asses, actually, I don't know. How about to insult you guys? OneOfUs.net. No, they're not broke. They're doing great. But
I don't know about the guy that hosts the website, but everyone else is doing fine.
Look, I can make that joke because he did go on Facebook. He's like, guys, I'll suck your dick, especially if they're black.
No, come on.
I'm out here sucking cummies.
Oh, hey, Alan, tell us about the site. I'm sorry, I'm so tired, dude.
Anyway, if you go to OneOfUs.net and go to Screener Squad.
What is going on?
I'm sorry.
If you go to OneOfUs.net and go to Screener Squad, you can either go through it through just simply putting the site in, or you can go through one of the many links that I share. You'll see me all over the place. We did a bunch of fucking reviews. A bunch of stuff that came out.
Can I be honest, Alan?
No.
Let me be honest here.
No. Anyway,
I don't like how the website looks. It looks really
we know we're working on it.
I'm sorry. That looks very ugly. It looks like one of those websites that they have you go to in school and shit. They made it specifically for school.
I didn't make the website.
I know. It's just.
Can you talk to your manager about that?
My managers talked to me about it.
Good content. It's just
He's like,
that
hey, do you know
website-
anybody? I'm like, no.
That website is just very ugly.
But did he
I
ask you
seen-
for the site? Or did
I've
he just
seen
say
worse. Have you ever heard of a little campfire burning?
Little fire burning.
Yeah, that website has a little fire burning.
Nah,
Well,
I ain't
wonder where
going
whole
to join
section
in
of
this
the
one.
place
But
is. I'll
anyway,
go.
if you go to
Fuck
Screener
Christian,
Squad
you
and
bitch. Go ahead. Sorry.
if you go to Screener Squad and look for my name, I'm usually on most stuff that goes out there. We just released a bunch of stuff. Disenchantment Season 2, Undone. We did Eye on the Prize, talk about how garbage the fucking Emmys were. Holy shit, their jokes. You think my jokes are bad? Holy shit, I'm not on stage in a fucking suit saying them. There's a bunch of movies that came out, so be sure to check that out if you're curious to hear any of my opinions on random, mostly Netflix stuff.
Yeah, no, I actually,
Oh,
I
God.
do like that stuff. Yeah, that site is rough. I hear the only thing I really wish I could see is like I wish they had like an icon or just some like name tag thing that shows like as I was going down here, I can't see who the fuck's doing what review. Like I want to see all my Alan stuff. Like I'm so legit. I'm not saying this like just as a person who is close to Alan. Legitimately, he is my favorite reviewer on the site. Like I like him better than Chris Cox. I really do. So with that said, it's like, where can I find your shit? You know what I mean? Like maybe
If Control F works, or honestly, most of the reviews that I've been a part of, I share them on my page. So if you ever just curious, like, hey, what's this guy done recently? Just go to my Facebook profile, and you'll basically be able to see. Like, it's usually the first thing shared. I think the most recent thing we did was Curse of Buckout Road or some shit like that.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
a garbage. It was a garbage ass fucking movie. It was a great fucking review, but it was a garbage ass movie.
So yeah, man. But yeah, definitely check that out, guys. And then also the Metropolis Ganja. Holy
Well, I
shit.
mean, you're half
Ruthless.
right. Me, Ruthless, and Alan do a
Hi.
podcast on the Metropolis known as the Illuminati Podcast. We talk about politics, cultural shit. We even talk about your favorite candidates and why they should be guillotined at a certain point in time in the future. Come check it out. It's a great time. We're also planning a Vegas trip. That's going to be on
Viva
February
Vegas
14th.
Valentines.
The Chat Attack will be there. We're doing live performances. Not like, hey, we're going to hang out with you, might record it. Legit live performances. Come check that out. It's
I
gonna
will
be a
tell
good
y'all
time.
to go fuck yourself on stage.
On a stage, go fuck yourself.
Fuck the
Also,
chat.
working on new episodes for Versus Gandry. It's going to be on the Metropolis Network as well. Also, make sure to check out the
Wait,
page
what?
on the Illuminati Podcast.
What's it called?
That's the Versus History of Ganja, also known as Spelling with Ganja, also as known. I got to learn that shit.
Okay, really quick. Gotcha. Like we've been
What?
talking about this fucking thing for like 5 months, and on top of just having one episode of the subversive history of Ganja, and you're ever since next week the new episode's coming out. Now you just called it the subversive Ganjery. What the fuck?
Gotcha. Are you ever gonna go on the second episode?
Look, I do have a second episode planned. But the thing is, it's so subversive, it's even going under the radar on my radar. I don't
You know
know when
what?
this show's coming, all right?
We're talking so much about that. Gotcha has his show. I'm bringing back Birdman reviews.
Man,
You actually should.
I'm not getting excited. till
I
this
have
shit
never
comes
bringing
out.
that back. That's a joke.
Yeah, and by the way, Alan, I like you're trying to make him look stupid. You just supervise Ganja. Ganja tells what?
Yeah, I was hoping no one noticed.
God, and
I
then-
don't know how to spell Gotcha's fuck up.
Man,
Yeah, I was just looking at that going like, okay,
I
I,
was
know
hoping
that's
no one
not what he
noticed.
said.
All I know is 3, 2, 1, attack the chat!
oh my gosh, all by himself. But I guess we'll go with it. Attack the chat, and you can find Jen on Facebook because Ganja don't give a fuck.
I'm dancing with my stuff. Dancing.
At this point, who
with my
really even
stuff.
wants to hear about that Facebook anymore?
Wait, which one? Because we mentioned a lot.
Mine.
It's like, we mentioned a lot of people's
Like,
face.
who cares? Like, I mean, if at that point, if they didn't like add me at this point, do they really care? Do they?
Honestly, you're better off.
I'm just playing our fucking social handles on the screen now. Like, I'm fucking announcing shit. Good lord.
Because you forget one person's announcement, you're gonna fuck everyone's announcements.
Jesus. Oh, and you guys
That's not
can find
really
me
even
too, by
an
the way.
announcement anymore. That's just like, bitch, if you don't see me in that fucking ad
Why
friend
are we
thing, you
announcing
didn't
her
click it.
specific Facebook though? That's what I don't get. Like, why her? Like, we're announcing our channel. You're announcing his specific
because you-
Facebook.
That's the only place you can find me. You can't find me nowhere else.
Yeah, but like,
Stop laughing. You're fired.
literally
You're
nobody
grounded.
knows how to find me on Facebook.
I never bring up my shit. You guys can find me on Double Toasted. I do all the
Nobody
fucking
cares.
videos. Gosh.
But I
do
really
videos
want
on
a root
BT.
beer float.